Hello, and welcome to this week's watch along and pre-show, which today is with Northie and Nick because Gio is tying the knot. So congratulations, Gio. And I'm assuming that Gonzo's got an invite because he's not around. So I'm assuming he must have got an invite to that wedding.
Yeah, I mean, obviously where's Charlie? I think once that dies down, today's obviously where's Gio and Gonzo. So we may need to just add to the live ticker, Gio and Gonzo are getting married. And then if people assume that's them getting married together, all the better, as far as I'm concerned. And I think it's nice that they've just come out of the closet and also done the right thing, done the noble thing between two male YouTube people. What are they called? Oh, YouTubers. Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, that's the one. I'm going to put the lineup, actually. I just realised I'm going to put the lineup in the ticker going along. So I'm just going to do a little bit of typing on that. So sorry that it's not there already, folks. That will be up any second. So we have just seen the lineup. And I know quite a few people in the chat are saying that they're quite pleased with this lineup. I'm personally disappointed that Ings doesn't get a chance. I still think he needs a chance. I don't know why we keep persevering with Antonio, but that's just me. What are your thoughts on the lineup?
Yeah, who knows about... It started with a rumor that I don't know where that rumor started, but it wasn't anywhere official that maybe Bowen and Todibo would be out. I can't remember where I saw that. Probably should do, because here I am talking to hundreds of people about it. I don't remember where I saw that, but it was a thing, and then it was accepted, and clearly it was nonsense. So either it was complete nonsense, no one else was really talking about it apart from people on YouTube, or they've got knocks but not injuries. And then obviously Lopetegui, I can't really fit the word desperation and Lopetegui. Lopetegui is quite good for a lot of things, but desperado, I guess, is not very good, to be honest. But he may have just said, you people need to get on the pitch and do well. Obviously seeing Paqueta there, feel pretty confident about predicting Paqueta. I managed to win a couple of bets recently after going on quite a bad run, I'll be honest with you. But after, I can't predict everything, but I can predict with great accuracy the next 45 minutes of Paqueta's life, starting at 3 p.m, which will be run around a bit, fall over, and get subbed off. I think that's probably what he'll do. He might give a goal away somewhere in the process of that. Mm-hmm. So, you're relieved when you see it, because we're crap as it is. So no Bowen, plus no Kudus, plus no striker, plus no midfielder under the age of 26.
Yeah, I mean, Foxes are screaming sum this up, actually, and I know it's something we discussed before coming on air. That is one of the slowest midfields in the Prem, isn't it? And then this is what, and I know I bang on about 4-4-2 like I'm back in the 80s here, but when you've got a midfield that is that ineffective, we've had five in midfield for so long and never win midfield. We never get to the second balls. We don't really tackle. I don't really see why we persevere with that, just because it's the trendy thing to have one up top. Like, I just think Everton's a good team. We could probably go at them a little bit. So a bit disappointed in that. But Rodriguez, for me, just has not done. He's a bit anonymous, isn't he? I know he's in that role where he's going to be a bit anonymous. He doesn't do anything special, but he doesn't really seem to do the hard graft. Doesn't really win the second balls. I'm not a massive fan of him, but we are a bit paper thin when you're looking at that bench as well. But Guilherme could have been a good game for him. Hopefully he'll get on, and we'll see a bit of him in this one. But yeah, Antonio over Ings again. I think if you're Danny Ings, imagine if you're Danny Ings sat in the bench or West Ham. You're probably, you are the most natural striker there. He has Bowen last week, so you put a winger in instead of him, and then you put Antonio instead of him. What must be so demoralising.
Yeah, I don't know. I know, like, that's what you think. I just think he doesn't care that much. As long as he goes home and he thinks to himself, if they dropped in another 70k in my bank account, they have.
Yeah, true.
And then he says, and then he goes, what's for tea? to his missus. So Everton have got Pickford, Young, Tarkowski, Branthwaite, who said, oh, maybe he won't play. He is. Mikalenko. I mean, their fullbacks are absolutely shockingly bad. That's like
Seamus Coleman, is he out? He's injured, wasn't he?
Yeah. Then they've got Mangala, Garner, Lindstrom, Ndiaye, Doucouré, and Calvert-Lewin. So I mean, I would say if you can't beat that, you deserve to be fired. Obviously, David Moyes couldn't beat that last year. Stupidly, I went to that game. I didn't go to that many games. I think I went to maybe last season, maybe only 5 or 6. And Everton at home was one of them. And what a terrible game of football that was. Which reminds me, like, I don't know if we allowed like 120 seconds in which we talk about something that does involve our previous manager, David Moyes, only because TalkSport, which I don't usually watch, but it did come up on YouTube about West Ham something. I have always known that people say TalkSport is nonsense and they call it talk shite. Fair enough. Okay. So I've always heard that, but I never watched it. And then when I watched it, I thought, it really is nonsense in terms of its opinions. Like, I'm not saying all of their opinions are wrong because that's their opinion. Fair enough. But just the subtitle and the title and the video is always like Darren Bent believes in capital letters that West Ham something in capital letters. So you think, okay, maybe there's some news. But no, it's literally the word believes. Like it's just him opining his general thought about, that manager would be great at West Ham. Okay, well, that's an opinion. Have you got any reporting happening from inside the studio? So they're not. Anyway, but looking at that, we are shit. This is as humble as can be to say that Everton team is fucking terrible and their fullbacks are just crying to be got at by our wingers.
Yeah, even Dominic Calvert-Lewin is not really. Lewin's not really been ripping up trees, but he's one of those. Like
he scored the goal last year.
He does. He's one of those that he does pop up against us. Like Mopé as well. Mopé can't score for toffee, but as soon as he plays West Ham, he's just one of those strikers. Like the crap strikers seem to do okay against us. It's really weird. I don't know why, but and I know that is it Beto? I think the Everton striker that a lot of people want to see come on as well. He's a big, powerful lump. So I think it's always a tough game against Everton. I hate Everton. I hate Everton, Nick. I've said this many a time. They're boring to watch. They're always around the bottom. They just scrape it. They're just one of those teams that scrape it. And if we lose against these, they used to be a bogey team for us. They really did, but I don't think that's been so. Yeah,
there were some heavy victories around late 90s to early 2000s, like 6-0, 6-1s. And I think crap strikers score against us because our mentality is crap and has been for a while. I don't think we've ever had a mentality manager. The early days of Bilic, he was good at it. Allardyce had 3/4 of a season where we had a decent mentality, when for some reason Stuart Downing just became a really good player for most of the season until we dropped off. And then before that, no, I mean, like Redknapp had his moments, but we've never been, obviously, for most of the time from the early 90s onwards, we've been easy to beat. And those strikers, like in the last one, like Glenn Murray popped up, and obviously in that game, Chris Wood, who isn't crap.
No, he's doing all right this season.
He's basic. And in that game, there were 3 centre-backs, not 1, not 2, but 3 who let him go. So I just think it's mentality. I just think, some teams start quick. Some managers know how to get teams starting quick. I don't really think we've had that. I'm just looking at some of the chat stuff.
Yeah, I was just going to say West Ham Massive said it's a must-win game. What are your thoughts? Now, I was looking at this because I'm looking at our next 5 games. We have Newcastle away, Arsenal at home, Leicester away, Wolves at home, Bournemouth away. So the next 5 games we're playing, currently sitting 11th, 5th. Okay, Arsenal's going to be tough, obviously.
But who win 3? Not bad.
Well, 11th, 15th, 20th, and 10th. So, I mean, do you then say Loppy should he have up until Christmas, or should he at least have these next 5 games? Or if he loses this one, if it's a heavy defeat, it's going to be very tough. But if he loses 1-0, say, or it's a draw, Are we still sticking with him? I know a lot of people want him out already.
We will, yeah. I think no one wants to. Obviously, I think after the last game, it's not just like fuming or rage or emotion. After the last game, it was just totally clear how bad he is. And to be honest, I was a bit annoyed for a couple of days. But then I think once what we talked about on Patreon, for me, it still comes back to the owner. I think our manager now is going to go at some point. So personally, I don't have any anger toward him because he just is. He is crap. He's
caretaker, isn't he?
Yeah, if someone's just crap and that's what they are, or they're just stupid or useless. If you know where you stand with people, you feel better about it. With our owner, you don't know where you stand because, factually speaking, he's not good at making decisions. Which, even if he admitted that, I was looking at various other channels this week, and Claret and Booze had a video where it was basically as if he was talking to Sullivan, and he was saying, here are some ways where you can look good, people will think you're clever. And he said, if you made the decision now, you would actually recover something, some reputation. I mean, not much, but a bit. Making a bad decision, fair enough. Can't all make perfect decisions, but not realizing it repetitively when it's staring you in the face, that becomes frustrating, like extremely frustrating. So if we draw, he's got an out. And if there is another manager who has been talked about, then he could actually save it. But anyway, I think it's time we hit the comments, I think.
Yeah, go for it.
Damien doesn't like Darren Bent.
I don't mind Darren Bent, actually. I don't mind him too much. I do listen to TalkSport. I'm one of those. But
he's not that bad compared to some of the others on there and just everywhere.
I mean, I like Simon Jordan. It's hilarious. He doesn't give a shit, does he? So I do. Yeah,
but I don't like him.
I know he's a div, but he's funny. He's entertaining, and that's kind of what you want.
I don't like him. Shamrock Dancers get Carrick in. Someone else said, I think TalkSport had a call in, and that person said, why not Carrick?
He's managing a pretty an average Middlesbrough team, so that's not a bad shout.
He's gettable. He's got links to the club. Mm-hmm. He's a manager, he's a professional football manager now. That's what he's been doing since he stopped playing. So he's got actual, rather than obviously where we've been. Lopetegui had a good season with a good Seville side. Ryan says massive issue in the dugout. Is it like his brother who's an assistant running around like he's coaching the team? Damien says, any chicken burgers this week? I didn't, but I did have 2 quick burgers before coming on. I actually had low fat, 3% fat, small burgers. I don't know why I did that. There's no point doing it. I had it with wholemeal bread. What was the point of doing that? I don't know. If you're going to indulge, just go for it. Breeze Malibu says every morning is a new chance to wake up and decide not to be shit.
I love that optimism.
Ian says, this is the watch along for Gio's wedding or football. I mean, Gonzo and Mrs. Gio have never been seen in the same place at the same time. That's all I'll comment about that. Damien, again, we have the capacity to be a very difficult side to beat. No.
I haven't seen it yet. But...
Politely disagree. We don't have the capacity now because the manager doesn't know how to make that happen. See what I'm saying? I'd rather watch your Raw wedding live stream of West Ham Everton.
Fair enough.
David's also not optimistic.
I think the optimism's drained, isn't it? I think we were saying that last week. I think with the excitement of that transfer window, we've won the transfer window. And oh man, how wrong could you be? So the optimism has pretty much gone. I don't think that will change until we change manager.
Yeah, I mean, miracles can happen. But Jennifer says, Talkshite said that even if we lost 3-0, Loppy wouldn't get the sack. So, again, different reporters, even the Jacob Steinberg and this and that, they have been saying completely mixed messages. He needs a performance. He needs a victory. He needs whatever. He doesn't matter. Every option. Hello, Dean. Are you okay? How's it going? Is Ollie on there as a midfield option? Do you reckon? Just waiting for the subs. Oh, the subs.
Subs out there. Ollie.
Didn't put the subs
Yeah,
in.
Soler and Guilherme, midfield. Oh, and Irving, of course.
Oh, Skulls. Yeah. I mean, obviously he won't. That would be good, but
He won't. He gets no chance. I was looking at that. We've got 4 players now in the under called up to the England youth ranks. I didn't make a note of them, so I'm going to get that up here. So we've got Casey, Earthy, Henrik, and Orford all called up. Now, again, when we're playing crap and we've got players this out of form, is it a good chance to throw them on, or do you think it's too much of a
are
risk?
they in the same age range in England? Are they in the same under whatever's?
So Casey and Earthy are in under 23s, under 23s, under 21s, or England Select. I don't really know what an England Select is. I get confused with this. So many England teams now. Or England Elite, sorry. It's an England Elite. So if you think you're elite, you're probably in the England squad. But, they're good prospects, but will they get their chance? And I'm worrying if we are no longer the Academy of Football. Or with the Academy, there's no pathway from the Academy, and that's the big problem. So
yeah, it's the Academy of shit, non-tactics. Yeah, at the moment, with this manager, there's not really any point having them back anyway. Because this manager doesn't know how to grind out a result, stop 3+ goals going in, what his formation is, who his best players are. There's a long list of things that he doesn't know, so it doesn't really matter. Obviously, when Jose's here, they didn't toss a coin. I put it that way. I can't say what.
You're not going to say something else, are you?
You'll be surprised who the big spoon is in the relationship. I'm not sure if this is one of your bingo.
So it wasn't. So, but thank you for bringing that up. So we decided this week that we would have a bit of fun. Seeing as there's quite a lot of repetitive comments or comments that do come out. So there's going to be 10 phrases this week that if somebody mentions them in the comments, we will be shouting bingo. So we'll have a bingo call. But this is separate to our match bingo. So if you haven't got your match bingo tickets, do use the link in the description below and get involved in match bingo. But this is just our own little fun game. And also, no Googling. And I'm stealing that from TalkSport, but don't Google these. But there's 14 players that have played for both West Ham and Everton in the Premier League era. So let's see if we can get all 14. So if you think of any players that play for West Ham and Everton in the Premier League, put those in the comments. And no cheating. Bit of fun. No money in it. So, have a laugh.
On the system. Speaking of that, we need to there's the whole betting £5 phrase that pays. Need to get on and do that. Might as well do that now. No time like the present. So let's do a bet builder and let's do a phrase that pays. And if the bet wins and then you are selected, Gio will do it. I'm not going to do it. After he goes through things, then you can win. So, I mean, even doing the bet build, I'm just filled with what result we're going to go for. Draw? Is that okay? Is that playing it safe?
No, I don't think we'll. I've just lost faith in this team. I just don't think we'll. I think it'll be. I can't see it being a high scoring one, and I think we'll lose 1-0 and Lockerbie be gone. That's my hope.
Really? So am I going to go for Everton in the bet builder?
Well, for me, I can't see Antonio scoring. I can't see him scoring for love nor money. Kudos is out. By means anyone who can get us a goal. I mean, we're really short on goal scorers. That's the problem. So it's only going to be a 1-0. It'll be one goal in the game. I don't know who it's going to, but I hope I'm wrong.
For player shown a card, shall I put Paqueta? He seems like he's going to get a card.
Let's go with...
Or Mikalenko, sliding tackle.
Yeah. Well, Decore's only just come back from injury, so he's going to be a bit short on match fitness, so that could be a good one.
Okay. Where the hell is he? Oh, there we go. So player shown... So Everton win, Decore shown or whatever. To score assist, let's just go Dominic Calvert-Lewin, because that's the reality of West Ham fans that we're living in. And then both teams to score, you're saying no. You're saying 1-0, then it will definitely be, 2-0.
Yeah, I think it'll be a 1-goal game, so another thriller.
Okay, so I put both teams score. That is a 42.78. Fiver bet builder. That would be £218.88. Place bet. Nice one. You bet on. It says there somewhere. And now we have to think of the phrase that pays. I came up with two options. Forgotten what they were. I was going to put either. These aren't. Don't like go in them. These are two choices. I was either going to go with El Crapico, or in all capital letters, KISS, KISS, for keep it simple, stupid, which is a message to Lopetegui.
Yeah, I like El Crapico because I think this is yeah.
Okay, the phrase that pays is El Crapico. If you write El Crapico, EL space CRAPICO, it will cost you nothing, and you will be in the hat to potentially win £218.88 if that bet comes in, which was Everton win, Dominic Calvert-Lewin scored, Doucouré carded, and no to both teams to score. So write El Crapico in the chat as I race through many comments which we've missed.
Yeah, I think people have been trying to guess some of the players. So I'm just going to put in the ones that we've got already, and I'm going to mark them off. So yes, Tony Cottee. Obviously only for his second spell. Cottee did come back, so then he qualifies to be in that in the Premier League. Bilic, correct. Unsworth, Lucas Neal. I'm going from the top here, so I'll make sure I don't. Someone said Mark Ward. No, Mark Ward doesn't qualify. Mark Ward left West Ham in 1990, which was before the Premier League, so Mark Ward isn't one. Danny Williamson. Oh, I thought that's the one people would struggle with. Well done, Major. Even I wouldn't have got that one. I had no chance. Don Hutchinson. Correct. Obviously one from Zuma. Good one as well from Foxy saying Burrows. I quite like David Burrows. I thought he was a good player for us. I may come back to a couple more after. Lucas Neal we've said, and I think I'm going to mark off the ones we've said. I'll let you read some of the other comments. Crack on, mate.
All right, Steve says, not much. I'm more nervous for the huge exam I have tomorrow morning or West Ham get them Everton. Why? Who has an exam on Sunday morning? What exam is it? Why is it huge? What's
prostate?
Going on? What is going on? Will says time for Bowen to get his arse into gear. I mean, he has been playing well and running around a lot. Major says, I'm happy with lost station. We get rid of Lopetegui. Reset during the initial debate. Yeah, I've never been one for like wanting us to lose so there's a change or whatever reasons there are in the past, but I would actually accept it today very much so if it just meant a change. Just like, change is a good thing. It's wonderful. Dean says the rumors of Taliban being outfit with more confidence last on Match of the Day. I think that's true. Julen says, I hope you're stocked in alcohol this week. I have purchased some alcoholic beverages. I looked at as a beer drinker. I just didn't really fancy beer today. I think because the weather is so shit. So I bought a multi-pack of pre-mixed pina coladas. I'm not afraid to admit that. My masculinity is not.
It's a summery drink. It's a summer drink.
That's why I needed it, to lift my shitty spirits. And alcoholic ginger beer. Those are...
Yeah, I like it. In the winter, I like a Guinness and a Doom Bar. Because you can't drink those in the summer. They're good winter beers.
A Doom Bar?
Doom Bar, yeah. Doom Bar's nice if you haven't had it.
What the fuck's a Doom Bar?
It's like an ale. It's an ale. It's nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I may have seen that, but yeah. Bit too...
Well done, Dean. You got that one?
Yeah, Damon says, these youngsters are ready. I mean, I think Earthy is ready to come on for like 30 minutes at the end. Because...
It would be nice, wouldn't it? It would be nice to see some youth.
He runs around. He runs around a lot, which is good. Gerald says he wants to smoke that, not drink it. Referring to my dong ding. Delicious. From the foothills of Mount Tibidabo, not really. I don't know where, somewhere in Taiwan. I mean, yeah, Pete calls it swamp water, so...
It does. I can't disagree with that, mate. I think it looks...
Pete only has his Yorkshire extra strength. Otherwise, he thinks it's not acceptable. Yeah, and then obviously then we're going through.
Yeah, definitely.
He says Tony Cottee scored against us in my first game at Upton Park. One of my favourite games at Upton Park, Tony Cottee scored, is when he was at Liverpool for about half a season. Not Liverpool, Leicester. People saying, what, Liverpool, what? Leicester for about half a season. And we won that game 4-3. I was in the Bobby Moore upper. One of the best atmospheres that I can remember at Upton Park, even if it was it was a meaningless game, but I think it was when we were going for a place. I'm not sure if it was the season where we got 5th or not, because my memory's gone in that respect, but we were going for a certain place, 5th, maybe 6th or something. May have been the one where we got 5th. Trevor Sinclair also scored.
Peter's also put Dix, but Dix went to Liverpool, not Everton, so not Julen.
Maybe I think he was just calling us Dix. I don't think that was part.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, absolutely, could have been
part of the quiz whatsoever. WM, Graham Potter and Will Still are the guys to bring in. I think you can only have one. But yeah, Will Still, his record is very good. Heavenly Hammer, I have a funny feeling that we may not suck as bad today.
We hope that's right. We hope you are bang on there, because there's not been too much to cheer about in these watch-alongs, and they're quite painful to get to the end, to be honest, sometimes. Dean, you've got another one there. Just going to, quickly pop that up. Hitzelsperger, the German hammer.
I didn't know he played for them. If this win proceed to go to Nick and take a month off the watch-along, it's okay. We are shit, but it's a nice change, because I spend like Monday to Friday doing a normal job, and I have to be very normal. Some abnormality slips out every now and then. People get very comfortable, but I try. I try. Now I can just let it go. So yeah, a lot of El Crapicos. If you don't know why they're putting in El Crapico and you've just joined, it's because it's the phrase that pays. To try and win at £218.88 off a ridiculous £5 bet builder.
Lee, hang on.
Can you comment on, is that true? I don't drink Guinness.
I'm obviously not drinking enough, so I may have to go and get some. And Lee's also said that Doombar is foul and Tribute all the way. I've not tried Tribute. So what is your winter beer of choice? I like a Doombar. I think it's one of those. Doombar's a good beer. If you go into one of those country pubs, fire's roaring, and you just go have a Doombar and you can sit and just sup it. It's just, I don't know, something about it.
Which one isn't there another one called Tribute? Let me look up which one it is. Oh yeah, Tribute's a pale ale, right? So I think you're comparing pale ales to dark
anything
beer.
that's flat. The only thing I don't drink is white beers. Ugh.
Yeah, I wrote an email to the people who make Tribute, because I have no life and no friends. We've established that. So I tried that Tribute. Was it St Amstel, St Austell? What's it called? I know it's in Cornwall. What's it called? St Austell. So I tried that for the first time, and it just went down perfectly. I loved it. It was the conditions for having a cold beer at that point in my life were perfect, and it was fantastic. So I emailed them and I said something about their beer being fantastic, and they replied back saying, when you're in the area next time, if you're ever in the southwest, come by and have a tour of the brewery, which I think was very nice. Fred says, can you please stop swearing? I think this is my young children. Yes, Fred, I will try. I will do my absolute best. I appreciate that some parents don't like that. I've always sworn in front of my kids. It's just personal. I'm not saying you're wrong. Personally, I've always sworn in front of my kids just because I believe personally that they will hear swear words eventually when they're like 9, 10 plus and beyond. So get it used to them. And also then the other kids are like, oh, haha, he knows all the funny words. But that's just me. I know not everyone.
Making them cool, aren't you? You're making them cool. Pete said he didn't hear the question. Sorry, Pete. He was just throwing out random names. So the question was, there are 14 players that have played for West Ham and Everton. Can you name them? So far, we've had David Unsworth, Don Hutchinson, Slaven Bilic, David Burrows, Thomas Hitzelsperger, Ina Valencia, Lucas Neal, Zuma, and Danny Williamson, Owen Cottee. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 to guess.
Yeah, another one here. Yeah, be careful with the language, guys, because I was watching. Fair enough. I will clean up my potty mouth.
Indeed.
I mean, yeah, because like one time when my daughter was very young, maybe she was like 3 or something. She's much older now. She's done her GCSEs and everything. But at that point, we were in the car somewhere. She was about 3, and we were waiting for something. So I just was bored, did the classic thing, just got her out of her seat, whatever, just put her on my lap, like do the steering wheel, this kind of thing. And she was doing that, pretending to drive. And then I won't say the word because people's precious children are watching, but it's the rude word that starts with W. It finishes with an R and has Ank in the middle. So she was pretending to be drive, and she went to no one. She just went beep beep and said the word because she just thought that's how people drive, because that's what happened. I wasn't in England at that point. In England, I'm very polite. I was driving elsewhere in the world where I was very rude.
Some people do drive like that.
That time of my life. Where's Gonzo?
Sorry.
Is that on the bingo? Do we have that?
No, it's not the bingo. Just to let you know, Riz, that Gonzo is at Gio's wedding, which is why we are standing in today.
Yeah. Bum, 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 bum. Here comes Gonzo. Why is he wearing a dress? Locke was dropped on an island from Tim's jet with Sully flying. The island has people who know how to fly planes. I mean, that's, I think you might have lost your mind, haven't you, Hammer?
Someone's on the doom bar already.
Someone's gone mad. So, Tenacious D, ain't it? What are you talking about, John? I must have missed that. That was an earlier comment. No game today. It's at 3 p.m. Or are you wondering why it's us, not Gio and Gonzo? I don't really know what you're going on about there.
Yes, there is a gamer.
Matthew said, I'm so posh, I only drink fine wine. Okay, just a random statement.
It was cooking wine you were on last week, wasn't it? Or you didn't quite get to
No,
it?
that was the only option. Yeah, after the Forest game, the only thing I had in the house was cooking wine. So I didn't have anything. I just kind of sat on the sofa and harumphed at that point in my life. I think Wayne Bridge, did he start off at Everton? Is he on the list?
No, not on the list.
Or Robbie Keane doesn't count. Not on the list. You're not coming in. And we're at 2:30. I do have another quiz. It's just an honor quiz. There's nothing you can win. It's just like it's a mix of listening to the SHIT I'm talking about, and also like fastest finger first, because you have to type it. Okay, so it's just an honor quiz. I have 10 questions. We might not get through all of them, but it's a game of honor. You have to type quickly and know things about West Ham, which, why would you? Because supporting us is just a nightmare. So, question number 1. Who scored West Ham's only goal in their 1-1 draw, would be the only goal, in their 1-1 draw against Everton in the 2015-16 season at Goodison Park? I'll give you 3 choices. A, Dimitri Payet. B, Manuel Lanzini. C, Enner Valencia. Who was it? Who can get the fast one first? I'm presuming the information is correct. Otherwise, if someone says if someone says Tony Cottee, it's not going to be right.
I'm just putting my...
Waiting for them to come in. Shamrock Dan is correct. Shamrock Dan is absolutely correct, Amundo.
Guesswork.
Yeah, but we don't know. We maybe he just knows everything. So question number 2. Which West Ham manager achieved the club's biggest Premier League win over Everton with a 4-0 scoreline in 2005? Was it... Anyone can jump in before I give you 3 choices. 2005. Manager, West Ham manager, 2005. Was it Pardew, Zola, or Allardyce? Oh, Pardew, bang on. Hammer, 1999. They came at the same time. Hammer was first. Collingwood was instantly second, and Tom Starr? Tom Starr? Question mark. Got there. Devo 70 also. Okay, so question number 3. In the 2017-18 season, West Ham defeated Everton 3-1. 2017-18. Who scored twice for West Ham in that match? Who scored twice for West Ham in that match? There's three choices. Can you get them? 17-18. West Ham won 3-1. Who scored twice? Oh, look at that. The quality of the answer there before they came in. Yes, it would have been between Arnautovic, Lanzini, and Javier Hernandez, all quite tricky to choose from because Lanzini also did score at some point against Everton. But he's got it. It's bang on. Hammer 1999.
There's some knowledge in here.
Have we got a good one here? Against Everton. Now this one, I'm confused about this one, but anyway, I'm not sure.
Your own question.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the research has stuffed itself up, but it says West Ham's last-minute equaliser against Everton in the 2018-19 season came from which player? Last-minute equaliser against Everton 2018-19.
Oh, that's a while ago.
Came from which player? Give you three choices. Declan Rice, Issa Diop, Lucas Perez.
Go Diop header.
I'm gonna have to look. I'm gonna have to double check.
Confident in that.
I'm starting to think. What did I do? What happened? Yeah, West Ham fan. The catchily named. Oh no, where has it gone? West Ham fan says Perez. It was Perez, and I guess that's true. I just looked it up. It also says in September 2018. It says. Lucas Perez says false information implied he refused to come on as a substitute as West Ham won at 3-1 at Everton. So that's a different game. I barely remember him. So, I mean, that was the Manuel Pellegrini days. I think I tuned out from life at that point. Yahavani is winding himself up for a coffee enema. That's why you go with the swamp water of delicious.
It looks like a brain in a jar. Like it's weird. Hold up again. Let's have another look at that.
See, Mariman says, who is he? I have no idea. I don't remember Lucas Perez. It was the Manuel Pellegrini years. So, yeah, it's very nice. It's a lovely thing. Like I say, keeps your skin fresh. And your partner goes, oh, your skin is so fresh. And then your life is made much easier because of that. In the question number 5, in the quiz that no one has said they're enjoying this, but I'm just going to keep going. In the 2019-20, you might say 2019, don't really know. You can't say 2020, that doesn't make sense. In the 1920 season, West Ham drew 1-1 at home against Everton. Who scored West Ham's goal? 1920 season. 1920 season. 19.
Options.
The choices are Snodgrass, Haller, Fornals.
Haller's one.
Fornals.
Haller's one people must have remembered. He scored many.
3% chance.
Snodgrass.
Murray remembers right. It was. I think it was a classic Snodgrass goal. I think it was a bit of a curler into the far post.
I like Snodgrass. He was decent.
And then this one's probably quite easy. It says which of these West Ham players has scored the most career goals for West Ham against Everton? I mean, if you're talking most career goals against Everton, you probably
2 versus 3 goals, is it? It's not going to be too high.
Yeah, it's not going to be. The choices are Antonio Cotti or Di Canio.
I do remember Di Canio scored against them. Don't know how many though. I'm going to go Di Canio.
It was Cotti. Carl Wilkes Booth is correct there. It's Cotti.
Well done, Carl.
I like this. First, Andy said it'd be funny if you can get an Everton fan watching you guys. I thought that was going to be just the classic. Like, that would be funny if you were funny. I thought you said in the 1920 season. No, that would be. In the 1923 away game, who was referee?
Let's keep it nice and easy.
Yeah, this one's here is just this one is just how bad it is. I was going to say a rude word. How bad it is. What's the point? West Ham is just horrible. In what year did West Ham achieve their first ever Premier League victory over Everton at Goodison Park? Was it 94, 2005, 2018? I think I've given it away. I've ruined that one. It's 2018. Everton, like you say, Everton. What was the bingo? Who said
Bingo.
What?
Bingo.
Moyes. The first time someone names Moyes. So we are 1 down on our West Ham bingo.
Bingo.
Russ Morgan says, good evening, everyone, from an Arsenal fan. Russ, why would you do this to yourself, Russ? As a person, as a human being on planet Earth, you're very welcome. As an Arsenal fan, not quite so much. Welcome, Russ.
Actually, Russ, while you're here as an independent, what's your score prediction for this game?
What kind of Arsenal fan are you, Russ?
I was going to say he's only here to laugh at West Ham. So
have you? Do you go to games? Do you support? Do you bang a drum? Do you wear all black? Do you wave a big flag?
Well, they're saying that I did go to Arsenal's last. I did go to Arsenal's game, European games. I got a free ticket for that on a Wednesday. Awful game of football.
Yeah, I mean,
Shakhtar, it was.
Like since the request, I've absolutely cleaned up the swearing. But even for young children, the Balls Hang Low song is a really good one to learn. Like it's a good one to teach your kids. I taught it to my children. They sang it to their friends who found it very funny. So if you're going to say, do you balls hang low? Do they walk to and fro? Can you tie them? Not can you tie them over? Can you toss them over your shoulder like a regiment? So do you do balls hang low? Teach that to your
pure poetry.
Speaking of poetry, Brian Flowers, a very poetic name, says he's looking for information about Kudus to the Arsenal, whatever, to the Arsenal.
Yeah.
Can we continue this instead of the watch along? We'll get to it. Yeah. If we're losing the game, if and when something annoying happens, we'll go back to the quiz. It's 2:37. Is there any administration that we've forgotten to do? We've done the phrase that pays. We've got the ticker. I didn't get the ticker. You got the ticker up going.
Match bingo.
Match bingo. You've mentioned. I'll mention match bingo again. Down in the link below, if you want to support Gio and Gonzo on their continued plight, to talk about our horrible football team to support, then go to the link in the description below the video. Go to Match Bingo. Use that link to get Match Bingo. Sign up, and if you use that link, you put a £10 deposit. You should get £10 on top. That's what I've been told. It doesn't happen. Don't blame me. And each bingo card costs £2. Just a random bingo card of 5 possible things that can happen in the game, like a corner in this minute or a shot on target or whatever. And if it comes in, I think you win 50 quid on the card, something like that, and you can actually win more. Someone here, on one of Gonzo's videos in the comments said they won 50 quid last week. And I think if you buy 3 cards for 6 quid, you get 2 extra. So you get 5 cards for 6 quid as well as your 10 plus 10. So
yeah, I'm just doing mine now.
Do your match bingo. What else have we done? We've done match bingo. We've done the phrase that pays. We're live. I think it's real. I think we're winning.
We're on top. I think it's easier doing it on StreamYard as well. I think I think that's nice. So
I much prefer StreamYard. Obviously, we could do scores and first goal scorer, won't we? Yeah. I'll get through some of these questions because they are so intensely and immensely popular. Question number 8. Which player scored a crucial penalty for West Ham in their 3-2 comeback win over Everton? So it must have been at home. In the 2015-16 season. A penalty. Was it Mark Noble, Dimitri Payet, Andy Carroll?
Well, Noble's going to be the obvious one, isn't it? So I don't think you do that to us. So I want to go Payet. Can't remember Andy Carroll taking a pen.
Hammer, 1999. He could have looked at, I don't know if he knows the question's coming, he could just hold out. He could press down the voice of either ChatGPT or Google, hold it to the thingy, question comes in. I mean, either way, like he's a winner either way. Either he's got the best football knowledge. Actually, it could be a she. Sorry, very sexist. Can't believe I just automatically gendered someone there. He, she, or they, them, it. Hammer 1999 is either has lots of football knowledge or is just an excellent kind of quiz strategist when no one is, or a cheater, just a dirty cheat. Either of those three options. So
Hammer is winning at life. I looked at it.
There we go.
I'm going to give someone with the tickers at the bottom there. I'm going to give you a clue on one of them. Might make it a bit easier. One of them was a goalkeeper. So there was a goalkeeper that has played for both Everton and West Ham in the Premier League era.
In the Premier League?
Yeah.
Julen? No, not Julen? Oh, when I saw it, as soon as I thought of him, I thought that's really likely because he played for quite a few clubs.
Yeah, been around.
Did Xhaka Xhaka, did he go there for?
No. Didn't play many games for West Ham, I'll say that. Not sure he played many for Everton, to be fair.
You like Carroll?
Nope.
No. Thin-haired Carroll, not him?
No. Someone's got very close there. Collingwood. I might give you a clue.
Not sure how that's close.
That's half right. I'll say that. It's half right. One of those is right.
Oh, David James.
No.
Ah, really? I see David James playing for a season for Everton, but again, he played for pretty much everyone. Something right.
Yes, well done, Hammer 99. See, on the ball, Richard Wright.
Yeah, or he looks it up.
Yeah, I'd say wasn't a West Ham legend in any way, shape, or form. You getting that one?
All right, so let's do score predictions. What a game to try and predict a score with. In the chat, get your score prediction and first goal scorer, and score prediction. In the chat, it's such a difficult one. It's such a difficult one because it really is El Crapco. It really is just two terrible teams in form.
I know. Yes. It's going to be a humdinger.
Battering each other from side to side with nonsense. We're getting, so far, I'm not going to remember this, but we've got a couple of wins and a draw. Few wins.
I love Chris's optimism.
I mean, is those kind of two teams? If you get the first goal, if things go your way, if you if one of the teams, if things go their way and they get 2-0 up, the other team is never going to come back into it, unless it's us that gets 2-0 up and they come back into it.
A lot of people saying Antonio first scorer. I don't think he just looks. He doesn't look like scoring to me.
No, but against Ipswich, against another crap team, he did it. Val. This was on my mind as well. I mean, Hammer 1999 is on a run, on a run of correctness.
We'll go with that then. Bowen brace. I mean, I can only see Bowen scoring for us. Can't really see anyone else. I'd like to see Somerville get a goal.
Yeah,
it's nice to see him starting. To be fair,
how old is Ashley Young at this point in time? 39, just something silly. Most people say win. When it comes down to it, despite how bad we are, I think it's because my quiz was so good. The euphoria of that is integrated
everyone up.
Yeah, just into their mood.
Sean. There's always one. I'm with Sean on this one. I'm pessimistic. I think that's what it's got to be. 2-1 Antonio. 3-1. So a lot of people have gone for the phrase that pays. A lot of people have gone both teams scoring. I think it's going to be a tight one, but then with the games where we think it's not going to be a tight one, it is tight. So hopefully this one we're completely wrong and it's just two teams going at it. But Dyche isn't that sort of manager either, is he? Not that sort of manager that's really going to go for it. And so I think we've got two out of form teams and two of the most boring managers. He set himself up for a real great watch along.
Yeah.
7-all with 20 missed shot. That's probably more like it.
Yeah, I mean, his ego's growing. All this attention he's getting. The lack of McNeil was positive for us, but good record home against Everton. I mean, this could be an Ipswich, like the feeling before the Ipswich game. And the situation really is just a deja vu of the Ipswich situation, where we were just like crap, lucky win, crap. And then we faced Ipswich and we were like, what is going to happen at this point? They could, get the first goal and that. Feeling is very much the same. Ipswich played better football than Everton. So, based on those nonsense factors, we could win 4-1 again with Antonio scoring first. Yeah, or it's not going to be good. That is the other option there. Michael says Antonio score 3 tries.
Yes, converted to rugby. Probably suits him more.
Wrong sport, but odds Calvert-Lewin will score against us. With the way that our centre-backs concentrate or don't. Let me see. What are the odds on that very player to score? Yeah, Calvert-Lewin's first goal, 15-2. Very generous. Very generous. I think Paddy Power don't watch West Ham.
What's Antonio?
Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Gary Neville once called him Daniel Calvert-Lewin, and no one pulled him up on it. Calvert-Lewin score anytime, 13-5. Very generous. Very, very generous odds. I'm not telling you to actually go for that, but Dominic Calvert-Lewin any time and the game to be a draw is actually 10-1. Might chuck a massive £2 on that just because it's how I roll. Tip for a red card today. Paddy Power don't often have one. I think some of the others have a few more options, like, I don't know, Sky Bet or something. I just don't use that because I don't like the way it looks. But yeah, I don't have any red card stats.
Who would get a red card out of our team? I don't think there's any more hot-headed. Maybe Rodriguez. I could see if anyone's going to, it's going to be Rodriguez.
Vinay wants to see Antonio in the team until 2035. Yeah, I mean, he might do. He might as well, because we are one of the only clubs that can't buy a striker, although Calvert-Lewin is crap. I mean, obviously, he was rumoured to come to us in the summer. I mean, many, many players were, because we kept buying players. Yeah, Dylan says Paqueta most likely for a red card. He might do. Even Stephen. Antonio doing well after his hamstring microcode update. Ross says, looking at our bench, how has our squad depth got worse than last year? I think it's misleading. I don't think our squad depth is. I just think because I think we're shit. So, it's a swear word. Sorry, we're not good. I mean, children need to know these words, but we're not very good. So, yeah, when you start like that, I just think the strength in depth is misleading because we do bring on 3 good players, but we only do that because we're rubbish.
Sort of panic, isn't it? It's panic subs.
Yeah, Shamrodan, Loppy Red at 5 p.m. That would be okay. I guess the ideal situation is if a draw would definitely get him out and then someone else in. We also haven't played ideal manager replacement because I think you asked me last week about which ones it was, and then I've slightly changed. So my best choice is Gareth Southgate. Not really. It's not really Southgate. I just wanted to say that in case people leapt to the keyboard and said, Southgate, you know nothing, which they will do for this comment. But also, Mourinho's, I would just for value, for box office press conferences, kind of winding up the opposition, moaning about VAR and the referee when they go against us, which no one really. People have stopped that. I think managers used to do that. Arteta still does it a bit. I think his last comment, that Arsenal fan's probably not watching, but that Arteta said that the decision that didn't go their way in the Champions League, he said it was 1,000% a penalty. Now, I don't know if that means he thinks they should get 10 penalties every time he says so. But he's nonsense. Obviously, his one last season was just completely embarrassing. Just saying, this is disgusting. Well, it's just a decision. And then Moyes used to a bit, and he gave up. Gary O'Neill moans a bit at Wolves, and then he gave up because I think they just can't be bothered because nothing changes. But so far this season, I don't think it's been against us, apart from the fact it didn't exist against Liverpool when their first goal was offside and there was no VAR. So we suffered. Obviously, last year we had, last year was nonsense, just on the top of my head. Obviously, I think the biggest one for me out of all of them would be the one where the Souček goal at home, when they did it for 5.5 minutes. They just replayed that movement again and again for 5.5 minutes. So for 5 minutes and 29 seconds, they couldn't tell if Souček handled it by just watching it. And then they said, oh, just never mind. It's probably a handball. And they said it was handball. That was the stupidest one. And then the other ones, obviously, like Newcastle away, was nonsense when Dan Burn flying cross-bodied Kudus when he was throwing goal. Mid-air, off the air, shoulder, smacked into Kudus, nothing given. Obviously, Calvin Phillips, who's completely ridiculous football player, but hacked in the back of the leg by Anthony Gordon. They got a penalty for that. And then Sheffield United away, that McBurney arm, elbow, smack high elbow makes Areola's face bleed. They get a penalty. So, yeah, Dylan says last week infuriating VR. Any others? If you can remember any others, those were my worst ones that were just incredible.
I've got a comment here from Saman Banerjee, which is an interesting one. And I think it's one that a lot of people kind of thinking, if we get a spanking today, if we take a pasting, is it worth the pasting to see Loppy go rather than like a 1-0 win? And it's like, well, that was unlucky, so let's keep him on. What are your thoughts on that? We don't want to see West Ham lose. Of course we don't. We want to see a West Ham win. But if we're going to lose, do you think it's worth is it worth us taking a pasting just to see, like, they cannot keep Loppy on if it's that bad?
I mean, short answer, yes. Obviously, it depends on getting the right manager in. I did see a West Ham person. Hair's puffed up there a bit. I did see a West Ham person on TalkSport. I think they might have posted it today on the TalkSport YouTube. I think he comes on some of the channels sometimes, but I couldn't remember which one. I don't think it's this one. And he was he said that he was one of the last of the Heat Moyes people, and he was going on about, he was saying positive things about Moyes, and he was saying that, I watched under Allardyce and we were bad, and under Moyes we weren't that bad. It wasn't true. Like last season, if you just look at the results, let alone a whole opinion about the way we play, the results show we were doing very badly. So he said, and he was going on about that, which was stupid. And then he said we got rid of him, and then we didn't get anyone else coming in. But they're two separate things. Like the getting rid of him, obviously West Ham apparently being the only club in the Premier League that's not allowed to change manager, and we're wrong when we do. But obviously they didn't have any succession plan, because that's not how our owners roll. That's not how they do things in a kind of organized way. So we didn't have anything in place. So part of that depends on if we have something in place. Now, that thing in place could be the interim of anyone at the club. It could be the interim of Noble. It could be the interim of Keane, even if you get Nolan back. Just like if there's an interim and then there's the plan for the someone to come in at some point, then that would be fine. If currently, as they, 5 minutes to 3, if they get ready to take their plush velvety seats and make their miserable kind of cool faces. I think Karen Brady liked the TV program Succession, I guess. I have no information about that, whether that's true or not, but if I had to guess, I think she probably liked the TV program Succession because she likes doing the sitting very still in dark glasses, looking miserable, as if she's calculating many, many intellectual and wonderful things in her head, and then makes no decision based on the facts and things that she sees in front of her. But she poses well. I think that's what I'm saying. I think I'm complimenting Karen Brady by saying her posing in a seated capacity is fantastic, and it inspires me. And I wish I could be like that. I'll do that.
confidence. Shamrock saying the players are not buying into Loppy's plop.
Just
Good. Well,
yeah, I mean,
like saying plop.
He's been called him floppy. We could call him ploppy, and I think that would also be allowed by the people who have children watching, and they'd probably find that quite funny if we kept saying like ploppy, 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 plop, plop. That would get a giggle from just the immature.
Yeah. Sean says what we said in our Patreon podcast this week. I can see Noble being standing manager. I don't think it's a long term by any means.
Exactly. Yeah. No one's saying he's the answer and he's this, that. Just a few games. That's all. Would be fine.
Yeah. The respect. And I think it's a respect thing. I don't think that Loppy's won anyone over. There's 5 minutes to kick off, just to give everybody a warning.
Yes. Need to get ready soon. Dylan says, I wasn't completely versed moving on. I had zero kind of concept, which is the rationale for my opinion. Dylan, YouTube is no place for rational opinions. You either need to fume or just spout or just go, you know what I think, is what TalkSport does. Big up yourselves. That's a nice positive comment. I think that does it. If we have big up yourselves and your sound effect, the air horn. Davina says Michael Carrick in Borough thrashing Luton. Dean Marsh says bring back Stuart Pearce. Just what is it anyway? What is this? Is it a Middlesbrough score? To use their full name. Yeah, Borough 4. Oh, it's 5-1 now. Oh, it's full time. Okay, sorry. My phone updated. Whatever.
They're 1-5-1.
5-1. Well, that was so. Yeah, like obviously today is like today will be known forevermore. The 9th of November there's the Michael Carrick interview phase. I was in a live stream of Gonzo, the Gonzo and Gio wedding.
Yeah,
I like that.
That would be fun.
Lee says hello to everyone. Carmony Wines. I wonder what the atmosphere is like right now around the stadium in the drinking areas. Because even last year, we were doing badly, but we were still riding a wave in a sense. So the atmosphere is, before these types of games remain good. I think, like I said, I think it's so similar in situation to the Ipswich game. People were a bit muted. Sometimes, obviously, it depends on different games. Obviously, if you get different games like Man U, Chelsea, Arsenal at home, whatever, and obviously previously for the European games, especially as they're in the evening, you do get that kind of like swell of atmosphere around, again, what I can only really accurately call the drinking areas. I don't have a better name for them because they're not bars, and the stadium is too not good. Yeah, so I don't really know what to call them. And then, yeah, Brawl Records, he likes to slag us off. So I've put his comment up just because I'm proving I'm basically the bigger man, taking the high road. It's a better person. Are we going to do some commentary? Game hasn't started yet, so I've got you there.
Yeah, if you want pure commentary, then I think it is on TalkSport too. So feel free if you don't want the drivel that goes on in between.
Michael Taylor says, who will be on the wing down the aisle at Gio's wedding? Rossi Boy says De Zerbi would be a good fit.
I haven't seen any affinity. I think West Ham managers, there needs to be some sort of affinity, like when Bilic came in. You kind of buy into, you get that fans buy into him straight away just because they've been at West Ham. So I think that helps.
Harry says I also have 2 free tickets in line this morning. I'm doing the garden cold out.
Cold out. Yeah, he didn't fancy it, Harry.
Is that just your choice? That's a fair choice. I mean, again, with the weather like today, if you're not in the mood, if you wake up and you're not in the mood, you guys are proper sorts. Will Gio have a better honeymoon period than Lopetegui? It's very good. It's pretty good. Pretty good punny banter, Keanu.
Where's he going? Aberdeen, isn't he? Aberdeen for his honeymoon, something like that.
I do not know.
I have no idea.
So I like this idea. Is Gonzo giving Gio away? Yeah, I can imagine that. I still if I was going to say what my preference was in imagining the situation, I still prefer Gonzo as the bride because I just think it's funny, the idea of Gio just lifting up the veil and it's Gonzo. It just makes me very happy to think of that imagery. So I'm going to see if I can get any text-based messaging links that will alert me as to the situation of what is happening in the glorious Olympic Park, the London Stadium, the Karen Brady Cathedral of important posing and serious faces.
Can we get Paolo Di Canio to come in, sort them out?
Yeah,
straight from Swindon.
Again, that would be
many moons ago.
That would be cartoonishly fun. Oh, I think I might have a text-based. Maybe. Let me see. If we speak in code, and if I tell Northie it's 860 on the end.
Okay, Roger.
That's a maybe.
Yeah. Dean said that bring Noble in and then have Stuart Pearce as his understudy, his assistant.
I like understudy. That makes it's very theatrical.
Yeah, the backup. Pearce would be nobody's backup.
Curry Wines. Yeah, and Charlie is the page boy. I think Charlie would be the vicar. I think what I see is Charlie would have got himself ordained. And in the Gio and Gonzo wedding, in which we've all agreed now that they are marrying each other, obviously that would be a very, I think if you're going to make the wedding that masculine, then I think Charlie would be dressed up just in a gimp suit. I think.
Yeah, why not? Go whole hog.
And then Gio lifts the veil up over Gonzo's beautiful face, and he's all made up. He's all made up. The glasses are off. He's wearing contacts, full face of makeup, blue, shiny blue eyes, eyeliner, whatever they call that makeup that goes on the eyelids. I don't know what they call it. I don't know what they call that. I don't know what they call that fucking makeup. But anyway, that makeup. And then they just combine channels, and then Hammer's chat enters Hammer's chat forum, and then two become one.
Yeah.
And if you don't like that kind of waffle, the other commentary
is available. Flynn puts here, it's a win-win as far as he's concerned. If we win, that's good. If we lose, Cholo gets the sack. I don't think he will get the sack. Flynn, I would love to agree with that. I'd love to say actually he's going to get an absolute pasting and he'll be gone. I just don't think he will.
Okay, I'm trying to get some form of texty goodness.
Yeah.
So I figure out. I've got it. Oh, I've got it. Yeah, it was that one.
Dylan says you have clearly invested some time thinking about Gio and Gonzo's wedding.
Well, yeah. It's a wise investment because it's just general happiness. And it keeps you going in life on the cold nights. When I get cold, when I can't afford my heating in Keir Starmer's Britain, I don't need heating. I just think of the double G Love Fest Shagathon. Okay, so what I'm seeing is what I'm reading in words is that the weather in London is shocking. There's at least 4 West Ham players wearing gloves. Even if you don't know, I reckon you could probably guess. You could guess 3. I reckon you could definitely guess 3 of the 4 wearing gloves.
Yeah, well, Antonio is definitely going to be one.
Correct.
3
more. So Antonio's in gloves.
I'm not looking. I'm not looking at my radio service. I'm going to say
who else is wearing gloves in the chat? Which 3 West Ham players are wearing gloves? It's easy. 2 of them are so easy. Come on,
lineup.
Even this is. Don't try and out-banter me.
Good work, Evan.
It's very clever, but it doesn't count.
That's good. Gloves.
Close, but no. Somerville, yes.
The Brazilian, obviously.
Paquetá, yes. I'm not even sure I know if Emerson is, but there's another one that no one has named.
Wan-Bissaka's recovery there was amazing.
Yeah, that was rapid.
That was so good. That was so quick. So Everton were on the attack, flicked through to Decore, but Wan-Bissaka just absolutely motored past him to sweep up at the back.
There you go. First guess. He's added a completely superfluous V, but yeah, Flynn Kneebone, Wan-Bissaka is in gloves. I don't think Emerson is.
Yeah, it was rapid there, Damon. Jesus.
So they almost had a chance. And we can't hear what's going on for obvious reasons. So if anyone can hear the commentary and the what's happening in the stadium, like mood, let us know. Who's the co-commentator? Do they say anything annoying? Firstly, who's the co-commentator? Sometimes it's Tony Gale, sometimes it's Alan Smith, the worst commentator on British television. Last time it was Ali McCoist, who I like, but then he trotted out "Be careful what you wish for."
The thing is, well, everyone on TalkSport bangs on about how great a manager Moyes is, but nobody snapped him up.
Nobody is even borderline interested. Apart from, I mean, if Everton do, that would just be a nostalgia thing. Getting rid of Sean Dyche for David Moyes when you're in Everton's position. Silly.
Mopay. No, where is he? Brighton?
Brentford.
Is he even there now?
Brentford.
Yeah, he always scores against us, so luckily he won't be doing that today. Yeah, probably right. Moyes probably is cheering on.
That time says, "What's the formation?" I think it's a classic. I think it's a flat. I mean, so far, a few minutes in, I mean, Wan-Bissaka and Emerson seem to have got high, but apart from that, it seems to be the standard
4-5-1, isn't it?
Yeah, whether you call it a 4-2-1-2-1.
Oh. Is that Antonio's pass? Pass it straight to an Everton player. Everton are on the attack. Good clearance. Clearance by Emerson. A really weak shot that took a deflection. And it's a goal kick. So West Ham had the first shot of the day.
Don't know if there's no.
Garner.
No.
I don't know who Garner is. I've never even heard of that player for Everton, one who just took a shot.
Calvert-Lewin. As if Dominic Calvert-Lewin wasn't long enough. He's added a syllable. Calvert-Lewin. Paqueta is doing rolling around. That's my one of my predictions. Correct so far. I've had the Paqueta roll around.
Should have had that.
Paddy Power could take bets on like roll arounds. Is there a betting app out there that does really like esoteric, strange bets? You know, like X player will spend X number of seconds on the floor.
Bet on anything.
That time says, happy seeing 2 up front. Do we have 2 up front? I mean, I suppose if Bowen tucks in and Wan-Bissaka gets up the wing, then maybe. So we're coming up to 5 minutes in, and first few minutes just were changing possession. Antonio tries to knock it down and loses possession. So yeah, we had possession for a moment, but then we went long. I don't think you can say anything. Nothing has settled into formations, tactics, routines of anything, because it's just pace is quite quick. Antonio runs himself out of possession, but pace of the game's quick. Quality of the game is terrible. So you don't even know what each side is trying to do. I mean, it's fair to say that once we push up with our pace, and no matter how bad Everton might be, they've still got youth on their side. So they're going to try and counter quickly. And with our midfield sloppily giving the ball away, there's no way that Sean Dyche won't have told everyone that Paqueta is worth a couple of, losses of possession. So when that happens, great. Yeah. They've tried that twice in 6 minutes. I couldn't tell you what we're trying to do.
I don't think either team has strung 3 passes together. It's one of those kind of games at the moment.
Yep. Mark says typo. Yeah, I know it was a typo. I was just
being a git.
I was teasing nicely and in a friendly way. Dylan says, I don't think Antonio's up starting anymore. Yep. He's 34 years old. So
plays like he's 44. It's a problem.
Yeah. And he had one good game this season, which was against Ipswich, when he, chested it down to his teammates, stuff like that. Nice attempted flick through by Somerville, not quite correct. Emerson fights for it.
He's thrown to the floor then as well.
Yeah, I don't think the ref's interested. Stuart Atwell, I think.
I'm not sure what that one means, Fluffy Python, but gets a fancy mud wrestle with a couple of top list beauties. Who doesn't?
I mean, well, yeah, that's just, if you're going to state the obvious. Maybe that's there's something there with Gio and Gonzo's wedding. I think that's how they celebrate those things. Throw themselves in mud. Oh, a little pass through, almost, yes, from Somerville to Bowen, gets in the box, tries to cross a bit too quickly when it wasn't on, but does win a corner. That is Jared Bowen, my captain. I think I'm the only person still who likes him as captain.
I don't dislike him as captain. I just don't think he's much of a captain. But it's not just him. I think we're too quiet. I always say this. We're such a quiet team. There's no...
I think he has to grow into it. I think he knows he's going to be it for a while. And I think he's probably asked some people about it, whether he's asked Mike Noble, whether he's just asked other West Ham people around him. And I think they've probably told him just grow into it. Don't try and be the big man from day one, as Everton counter. Thanks to us giving the ball away.
That pass goes in. This could be a goal. Oh, great tackle.
Saving tackle. And
who's that tackle by?
Somerville.
Great tracking back by Somerville. That should have been a goal.
Yep.
But that all come from our corner. Really bad pass from Bowen back to Wan-Bissaka. And they should have scored.
Oh God, that was a let-off. Which Everton player was that? Doucouré?
Yeah, I think it was.
I mean, he took an absolute age with it. He took a very, very slow first touch, and then he had about 3 steps after his first touch to try and swing up.
Not a striker, though, is he? I'm glad he didn't fall to Calvert-Lewis. Calvert-Lewis, I always say, but it's Calvert-Lewin. I always get that.
Daniel Calvert-Lewis is what we're going to call him.
But great defending by Somerville to track back. Awesome.
Yeah, at the moment, I still couldn't tell you what we're quite trying to do. I would say we're trying to move it quickly. We're not moving it well. So we move it quickly and then lose possession. And then repeat that situation every time we get the ball, really. Paquette is not doing what I would expect. Again, I would expect him to be the man on the pitch, the big man. I would expect him to be D1, demanding possession every time. Wherever we got it in midfield, he's there, going toward it. Give me the ball. He doesn't really do that. If it comes to him, fair enough.
Richard says, amazing defence there from Somerville. Probably get him subbed at half-time. Yeah, for me, he's the exciting one. He's the one I want to watch at the moment.
Domino Corvette Louvre. No one knows. Even the manager doesn't know.
Several weeks, I heard.
Don't know.
Several weeks. He was on a game show in Germany though, so he's still out and about and active.
Yeah, I mean, I don't begrudge him. Like, he can still. I don't expect him to just be at home, delicately touching his tendons or whatever has the problem. I mean, I think Antonio definitely will be off at either half-time or between 45 and 60 minutes. And I say that because he's chasing things down. So when he does that, it's because he's told, you chase things down, get tired, and then you'll be off. So we are now coming up to 11 minutes in. I don't think we've had possession for more than several seconds at a time. Everton have had a bit more possession than us, and now they kind of pass it around the back, just as they grow into the game with confidence. That's what they do. Yeah.
Fluffy suggested that Gareth Southgate could be the man to step in.
I think he's probably, for me, he's the only one on the list. Obviously, got to say him, David Moyes is, people say, could he come back? No. So he's on the no list. Gareth Southgate is on the no list. I'd rather have Lopetegui than Southgate because there's no point. Like, change, you could, even if you change in ridiculous ways, but changing in the same nonsense. But he won't get the job anyway. He won't want the job. He only wants easy jobs.
Another shot from Everton. Although it popped up a win probability a second ago that West Ham are 49% probable to win against Everton's 28%. I don't know how they worked that out so early, just because we're the home team. I don't think that really doesn't. Oh my God, what a bad pass by Tadibo! Just passed it straight out. I mean, these are basic things as well. You can't always blame the manager. Again, we said this before. But some of the mistakes we're making are just so basic. They're just simple passes we're not doing. Just the confidence.
I still would blame the manager, and after that, the owner. That's how it goes for me. I would blame the manager because he hasn't instilled, inspired, motivated. He hasn't made them think. These are football players. These are not like the brains of the world. Football's an easy game. That's what good managers do. The good managers who have made careers over the years, like Martin O'Neill, first one that comes to mind, of that type of manager, who didn't only play defensive football, managed to win something, and just got like a certain attitude out of players. You can have an attitude in people. You can it's either the attitude, the mental side, or the basic of tactics, which you just tell them as if they are stupid about what to do in each position, like situation. When you are in this situation, do this and do that. That's why some people would say that, Guardiola is a good manager, the best one. Some people would say they're boring, they don't like him. What he does is he prescribes exact situations of what to do because that's his like full-time job. So he says, when you win this part of the pitch, do this. That's why Brighton had a system in place that arguably Potter was supported to put in place, and then still exists with the manager today, who's like gets people set up about when you're in that corner of the pitch, here's your way out. You four have this each. People only need to know what one job they have to do as footballers. You don't need to overcomplicate it. This sentence.
Paqueta's just giving away the most needless foul there. So Everton, who had more attacking than us, got a free kick just on the side of our box. So this cross will go in. But Paqueta is just doing what Paqueta does at the moment, which is not much. So Everton line it up. Cross comes in, cleared by Paqueta. And Antonio. Everton win the ball back.
I mean, Carl says there, don't they train the basics in training? That's the thing. I don't think they do. Even if you watch the videos, I think you just see them. The only thing I've seen them doing recently is having like five-a-side games, sprinting, and that's about it. Sometimes they sprint between cones, and sometimes they zigzag between poles.
I hate watching those videos. I hate watching them. I think they're embarrassing.
Yeah, and I don't think five-a-side and six-a-side and this and that is just so different than 11-a-side. I just don't think that focusing on whatever, like they're not kids. They should be constantly training on an 11-a-side pitch about what to do instead of being ploppy.
Yeah, Evans is saying Ings on at half time already. Yes, should have started, in my opinion.
Yeah. Bournemouth 1-up.
They're doing all right this season, aren't they? Getting some good results.
Yep. Let's see any other.
Ross is saying a hard no to Southgate. Would you rather have... I'd probably take Southgate over Loppe.
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't? He knows the English league. I don't think
he will never want this job. He can get an easy job. Wolves 1-up against Southampton. So Bournemouth led by Iraola, Wolves led by O'Neill, who almost got a draw against City. Mm-hmm. Palace Fulham 0-0.
Ten Hag? You go Ten Hag at West Ham?
I mean, I think he's definitely a better manager. I don't like his voice, to be honest. As shallow and stupid as that sounds, he's just got a rattling stutter. And also his head shape. I just haven't quite come to terms with Ten Hag's head shape. Now, I'm not criticizing anyone. I mean, I have an enormous forehead and many other physical problems, but it's just Ten Hag's forehead his whole head is quite slim and flat on the sides, but quite long from back to front. So the dimensions, every time I look at him, that's all I think about.
Mm. West Ham on the
Ooh,
attack here.
Antonio lazily passes it out to the right wing.
To be fair, that was a bad pass to Antonio. Couldn't do much about that.
Yeah, but actually his pass out to Bowen just says so much. Like, that was a bit of a break. It wasn't much of a break, but it was something of a break.
It went behind him, didn't it?
Transition, as they would say on what's Charlie's new channel? Athletics United? No, Analytics United or something. Their Analytics United fellow, his favourite word is transition. If you watch Analytics United, I don't know if Charlie's here. He can refute this claim. But if you watch Analytics United as a drinking game, and you take a sip every time they say transition, you will be plastered after 30 minutes. And you also have to say in the transition as well to make you pro. Right, Antonio, you're attacking. Attack.
Oh my God, what was that?
Probably offside. Crap shot. Oh, that was a cross, but no one was there.
Yeah, Bowen was played through. I don't know if it was offside, which is why he crossed it. I don't know why he crossed it, though. If he wasn't offside, Bowen should have just shot.
I'm not against Antonio. He's too old. He's so old. I think I'm old until I see Antonio try and run. He's so lumbering.
Yeah. Bowen was a mile offside there.
Yeah. It's just Antonio. Oh, God. I'd love Antonio to score today, but he moves. Oh, it's like a dinosaur.
Bingo!
A bingo shouts. Dylan, first player to mention Mourinho. That's another one chalked off, Dylan. Well done, mate.
Dave says, for the most part in training, they seem to form a ring and tap to each other where bloke in the middle tries to intercept, not seeing the benefit games. Well, yeah, exactly. Too much nonsense in training that people think like is like lateral thinking and will eventually apply itself to a real game scenario. It doesn't. So it's just so much of what they do is not relevant.
If only. Yeah, I know. We'll take that. Dean, this sums it up, actually. 5 attempts to 0. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I guess I predict, like, another prediction is correct. If you could bet on just a crap game, and then you'd have like a series of judges saying, like, is this a crap game? Is this not a crap game? It is a crap game. So we've had the Paqueta roll around. Antonio's given it away about 3 times in 19 minutes. And now Everton have the ball, and West Ham just sit back. For the first time this season, Everton are thinking, you know what, we're not bad. I like Real Madrid in disguise here, passing it around freely.
Dean said he's still trying to work out who's on the co-coms on the stream he's watching. It sounds like Cascarino. He's a bit independent. I don't think he's got anything in for West Ham.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes they have Hinchcliffe as well as a random.
Do you think they also, when they have the meeting at Sky or TalkSport or BBC, wherever, they have the meeting in the morning to allocate where they're going? Do you think some of them are going, don't send me to London Stadium. Don't send me there to watch that shit, that poor football, that plop football, I should say.
I think Alan Smith I think he probably lives near Stratford, I don't know, and he just enjoys talking about Arsenal during West Ham games. So I think he probably just goes and has a nice meal, sits there talking about Arsenal for a while, and then goes home. Okay, so I think this is the first time that West Ham's defence have had the ball and pass it round as if we know what to do with it. So what they do with it is get it over to the wing straight away to try and work it up, but then try and spread it to the other wing.
That's quite a good ball by Rodriguez.
Good ball by Rodriguez to Emerson. So a classic switch of play.
Oh, Paqueta. That was
and then, Paqueta does worse than what any just human football player would do.
Probably a foul. Foul to West Ham. This ball going. That was quite good. Wan-Bissaka doing step overs.
Yeah, I mean, Bowen did well there.
Harry agrees with me. Ings should start Antonio for the last 15, 20. Yeah, I don't know what he's seeing. Maybe Ings isn't doing something in training, or as you say, he's just happy to pick up his check. Nick, I don't know what it is, but
probably. Mark says, is midfield the problem again? I mean, I'd basically say yes, because it's just passengers. Rodriguez is okay, and he gets the ball and does a good pass. Paqueta, effort levels aren't there of where I would want them to be.
No, we don't win second balls, do we?
There's not a lot of showing. There's not a lot of vim, vigor, or vitality.
Straight into the hands of Pickford.
Not a good cross. So yeah, it's like the midfielders they're okay, but that's all they are. No one's lifting anyone with their ability, and then when Everton have got the ball, we're not really snapping onto them. So they can quite freely continue possession and bring it towards us, and we're not really pressuring them. We're basically.
It's Souček and Rodriguez that will be winning the ball, giving it to Paqueta, who should be laying off worldy through balls, but he's so out of form at the moment.
If you don't have one, it's not like the reason why they've been bad is through the absence of being good. In that in the midfielder, you've got to have one midfielder running the show in terms of demanding the ball. So if you've got three midfielders, none of them are actually demanding it. What are your options apart from just what we see in football of just pass it around the back, try up the wings, didn't really work, come back again. The only good thing we've done that Everton let us do is a classic switch of play. That's the only time where we've had a bit of space in which you think that we could build something. The right wing is still going to offer us something, because Wan-Bissaka and Bowen on the right wing is always going to give you something up there.
So Everton have had 6 shots now to our 0, 3 dribbles to our 0. It's not looking amazing.
That's the thing. I mean, like, if this game, I mean, if it was like this game every season, kind of like if we only had to play crap teams, it wouldn't be the terrible season that we're having. But when you play in a sort of nothingy way against the other teams we have, then they just cut through us. So like now we're back again, rolling it round defence. Just, at home against Everton. Do we look especially up for it? Do we look especially full of confidence?
It's just predictable, isn't it? I think that's the problem with us.
Yeah, and then right now Paqueta is bang in the centre of their half. And as the ball gets played around and here and there and around, he might go a bit closer to where the ball is. Is he screaming for it? Is he asking for it? Is he have his hands gesticulating for it? No. He was on the right, and now it sounds. I mean, whatever. I will call him out for it. Now he's jogging around. The ball is on the left wing near our half, and then we've had to go all the way back to keep with it. At that point, Paqueta is still over on the right wing where he jogged over a minute ago.
Fabianski nearly so panicky, and Everton win a corner.
Yeah, and then the only one coming for that is Souček, I'd say. So
that was shocking bit of play there, though.
You don't need the skill of Brazil's number 10 if you're not actually going to run. So it's just that's why it's just other teams. They're comfortable against it. It's like when we played Ipswich. Yeah, we got a 4-1 against a bad team, but they could have gone 2-1 up at that point, and then things changed. It's just when teams play us, they've got time, space, and those two things then start to give them confidence.
Bingo!
Okay, we have another bingo shout. Loppy out. First one to say Loppy out. I must admit, I'm surprised this one took 25 minutes.
Yeah,
I'm really shocked.
If you all think it, it's just like a hive mind, like a communal thought that we all share. Albert Hammer says, didn't go to the game, couldn't motivate myself to walk 20 minutes.
Yeah, fair enough.
Pete says bingo is in the banana splits.
I remember the banana splits.
Are they a band? Is that an age
No, it was banana splits, kind of like a kids' TV show.
We are yet to win a game against a team that has won a game at the time we played them.
Good stat, that, Dylan.
Has won a game. Yeah, that is quite scary.
There's Trevor Brooking watching in the stands. Poor sod.
Yeah, Paul's gone for lousy Teggy. And he's a fraud. He is basically a fraud. Oh, here we go. This is crowd booing and moaning at us playing all the way back from when we were in their half. Yeah.
Everton, again, just win the ball back. I think he's trying to lob the keeper there, number 6 from...
I don't think that's on the bingo, is it? I don't think be careful what you wish for is. We should have put that on there. That's a good one.
That's not, no. No, the bingo that we've done is for comments that we see regularly on the channel.
Antonio's saying we have big problems in the creation. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. We've got creativity because if you're going to have the classic 2 and then 1 attacking midfielder, that 1 attacking midfielder needs to do attacking things. Otherwise, he's not an attacking midfielder, and he's also not a defensive midfielder. So he's offering you absolutely the sum total of F all in that situation.
Someone said, get Trev back in as manager. Yeah, we need a young progressive manager, and Trevor Brooking will be just the man. I met Trev last year, actually.
Back to work. Go back to work. It's work is mentally healthy. You know, you're doing something for financial income. Watching West Ham is just annoying and costs you energy. Players look like they're all on death row. Yeah, I haven't. If anyone sees a shot of either Sullivan or Brady doing her wonderful pose, like seated, cool lady Matrix sunglasses pose, let us know. Just because you've got to wonder. 28 minutes in, you know, there is a football game happening.
Everton,
but not like barely. Everton
clears.
We're very close to a game of football not happening at this point. I don't think we've had a shot. We haven't had a shot either on or off target. We've had a corner, no, 2 corners and a free kick. Yikes. Okay, I am going to be back in 3 minutes. No, actually less than that, 60 seconds.
So I'm just looking at some of the stats here. Max Kilman's pass percentage at the moment is 56.5%. Not amazing. Everton crossed the ball in. Oh, my God. Don't do it. Oh, thank God. Everton took a bit too long. So we're able to clear, but only to the edge of the box. Shots come in. Everton win the ball back. Oh. Just can't seem to win the ball. Another cross comes in. Wan-Bissaka clears. Pac-Man with the ball. I think you can bring this out now. But yeah, it's panicky. So I'm going to now look at the shot stats. Still saying 6-0. That's definitely wrong. He's definitely had a couple more shots since then. So I think probably about 8 shots to nil, Everton. Nothing of much quality, I'll say, but West Ham now bring it out. Paqueta, he's not playing any forward balls either. Just seems to play sideward balls at the moment. That's a sign of lack of confidence. Dean, yeah, saw that. Byron is asking why people are not pressing with him. You can't just do it as one. You have missed such a quality bit of play. It's been unbelievable. Probably the best football I've ever seen West Ham play in those 2 minutes.
Oh, well. No, I've given up. I'm diving into the pina coladas with no shame because, you know, pineapple, coconut, what's not to enjoy? Because this game is it's abysmal. It's atrocious. It is, any other words, it's destructive to the sport of football and anyone who might want to be interested in it.
Bingo!
Because the thing is, We're not losing. Oh, what's your? I'll get. That was my one. That was what I said, word for word. Word for word.
I mean, I had on my bingo as a slightly stronger phrase, but seeing as we've been a bit PG today, I'm allowing that one.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, see. So Paul says, sad to say, I kind of hope Luis Badly gets sacked within 24 hours. Anything has to be better than this. Yes. The only not incredibly. Just what's the word? Like what words exist in the English language for the depths of? I'm just lost for words. I mean, you could say nightmarish. Watching this game, if you had to watch this game for eternity, you'd lose. You'd give up.
It's that question.
This game is so bad. It's not. It's withdrawing all. Anything, not only anything that's good, but anything that's normal that existed before watching this game of football is now spinning in a vortex of pain.
Basic passes, they're just not doing.
Yeah. And we're not losing. Like the funny thing is, we're not losing game of football. But for myself, and I'm quite sure for all of my fellow West Ham fans, it's worse than the feeling of losing a game. Like, what are you watching? I think this is an excellent word. Avram-esque. Yeah, the weather. Despicable, egregious, apocalyptic, torturous. Oh, commentators just said, "Be careful what you wish for."
Wasn't on my bingo, but Moyes. Yeah, actually, I'm not doing it.
There's a film. My brain's not working because this game has pummeled my frontal lobe into impassivity. Abject something. There's a film. I think the film is Aladdin. Abject humiliation. Yeah, it's when Jafar becomes the sorcerer. That is this game of football. Bored of being a West Ham fan.
You can't just hoof long balls at Bowen against two centre backs and think you're going to win them. That's what Paqueta's doing.
Yeah, this is a good one. This will be in my head for the rest of the day now. Toxic. Why
would you do that to us?
It is. So I'm going to drink this and observe this game. If anything interesting happens, please.
I'll speak to you in about 45 minutes in. Okay. Yeah, we are making Everton look good.
Oh, delicious.
Is this too early to be a 6-pointer?
What's 6 pointers? I don't know. It sounds like to get the 6-pointer. You don't get 6 points, but you kind of earn them. This is like the minus pointer. Like both teams should be docked points for this travesty. Everton are better than us. Everton are making go of it as they're doing now. They're just crap.
Oh,
I don't know what we're doing.
So Everton should have had a really good through ball there, but they messed it up. Thankfully, Everton are as crap up front as we are.
Yeah, I mean, the analysis of this 35 minutes could be like, well, what West Ham did was put it into this position, and then because these players were here. No. Because what happens is each player gets it, and then when the player gets it, they go, I don't know what I'm doing. And then they just kind of pass to the nearest person to them, which sometimes comes off, sometimes doesn't. And then you repeat that just forever.
PC version. I said this, Peter. I said this last week, didn't I? I said I think we are the way we're playing. If we stick with this, people laughed at me. This sums up the game, Mike. You're right. 34 minutes gone. Everton 50% of possessions, 7 shots to 0.
Made in Belgium. Didn't expect that.
Yeah, the home of peanut butter.
What would be more entertaining? Either to commentate on what is happening in the game or to read out the back of this
Ingredients off a pina colada. Tough one.
That's pre-mixed in Belgium. Oh, we might be attacking. Wan-Bissaka on the right. No, gets blocked. Everton have it. Try and counter. Continue countering on the left wing. He's still going
that
up.
just fell over then.
Oh, Todibo clears up.
Was that Rodriguez fell over his own feet then in what must be one of the most embarrassing trips of all time? That was ridiculous.
Oh, this drink has banana puree and added sugar and grape juice from concentrate.
Could do one of those myself, to be honest.
Go and grab the enormous Moët and Chandon, the BFG sized champagne bottle behind you.
I've got some red wine there, but I had a couple of drinks last night, so I'm not that fussed.
I like this from Colin because there's nothing else to talk about in this game. Who did you have? My choice is Mourinho because he's respected in the world of football.
He's taken them, hasn't he?
Yeah, but money talks. Amarim was taken. And also, that's not necessarily realistic, but at least he's respected in the world of football. He's someone who the players would listen to. And for the fans, even some think, he might not be good enough for this reason. Even one of the comments on one of someone's videos said, he's not good. Well, he's won everything there is to win. And for the fans, when you're on the way to the stadium and you're building up the atmosphere, if you know it's going to be Mourinho in the dugout, even as fans, it gives you a lift because you know something's going to happen and he's going to say something. So I just want him. He's a winner. He's a proven winner. Players respect him. He knows what he's doing. He's got character. Apart from that, Potter seems to be a decent manager. Yes, he's unproven, but at this point, he's a step up. Carrick's got the West Ham link, not the greatest West Ham link in the world. But he was with us for long enough that he's got a West Ham link. And, he's gone about it the right way. He's gone into the dugout at Man U for a while. Then he's gone down to, a lower league than Premier League. Some of the fans, one West Ham spectator just had the biggest yawn that I've seen.
Sums it up.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Ding doesn't like Mourinho. Yeah, I just think he's a big, big, big step up. I think Will Steele, allegedly, he's a proper West Ham fan. He went back. We have a Tottenham fan in the chat. That's brave. And he hasn't been in management long because he's so young, but he went into the French league and he got 17 games unbeaten, which is the record for their league. And now he's still doing all right with the club he's at, which is either Lens or Lyon or whatever. I'll look it up in a minute. Thunderlip, strange name. Great to see you guys back on East Entertainment. I'm trying, this is my best I can do.
It's hard, isn't it?
when you are trying to have a conversation during a West Ham game, it's just what this is it. Here we go. Badass Productions. It's boring. Sounds a bit like a Baldrick poem.
Boom, boom, boom.
This game is so boring. In the chat, can everyone please put in their favorite Blackadder quotes? Obviously, Blackadder Goes Forth quotes would be nice, but if you've got any other quotes from Blackadder third, second series, favorite Blackadder quotes, even if you're not into Blackadder, favorite Alan Partridge quotes, I'll take that. I was watching some random Alan Partridge this morning on YouTube. There's some classic mid-morning matters. So I think comedy quotes would be nice.
Pot chat at work. Oh, what do you reckon of Pot?
Yep.
Pot's just a shout.
Definitely.
He's not been on the radar, though. He's one that I haven't heard mentioned. I've completely forgot about him.
Well, I think once you're at Chelsea, I think that you're still probably on the contract or something. Unless they've paid you off immediately, you're still collecting a wage. Obsidian says Loppy's daring Sully to sack him. This is the worst performance yet. This is basically the same as the Bournemouth game. That was barely a game of football. Even says Sully has yeeted us backwards, which means thrown backwards. Well, Josh is my issue with Mourinho is we were very hypocritical as a club. Josh, I don't think we can't care about our values, nobility and honour. I just want a manager who understands what being a manager is. Shamrock says we've got 9 men on the pitch. One of the 2 missing is invisible. Jeff says I only take Jose for the short term. Yeah, I mean, he is a short-term manager. He is, ideal world with Jose is you take. I mean, he can get you far in the cups. He did it with Tottenham. That's why he's a proven winner. He will get you close to a final. This Sunday league when both teams go back to 3 days in Amsterdam, says Lee Hammer. To be fair to the Spurs fan, I sometimes watch Football Heritage TV. I think we were being fair to the Spurs fan. We had a Spurs and an Arsenal fan. If they can have a go at each other, if the Arsenal fan's listening, there was a Spurs fan in the chat. So that what might entertain us more than this football game? 42 minutes in now, no shots on target or off target for that matter. If we could watch, if the Spurs fan and the Arsenal fan are still here, please start having a go at each other and listing reasons why, specific reasons why you don't like each other's club. It's worse than boring. Boring can be neutral. This is negative.
Yeah.
Evans worked in a quote there. Doesn't have a plan, let alone cunning plan. I've planned so cunning you could pin a tail on it. Bring on Luigi. Yes. Why not? Get Paqueta off at half time. Bring on Guilherme. Maybe he runs. Oh yeah, Poch is the US manager. Completely forgot that. I did know that. Their first game with him as the manager, I believe, was against Panama. So, Baldrick, run into my fist. Is it too early to start about seeing? Ideally, he's not sacked in the morning. Ideally, he's sacked at 5:15, 5:30 p.m. It doesn't even have to be a nasty sacking. Thank you for coming, Julen. I thought your PowerPoint presentation to get the job was fantastic. But for your sake...
West Ham corner.
Go on holiday.
Just before half time. Can we nick it? Can we do a Man U? Like, get absolutely pummeled.
Your brain is so minute, Baldrick, that if a hungry cannibal cracked your head open, there wouldn't be enough to cover a small water biscuit. Great quote. James's commentator just said West Ham should get booed at half time. It's not, I mean, it is the players' fault, but that's why there's a manager. That's why every club at any level, at any form of football, has a manager, because it's just part of it. He's picking these idiots. I mean, he knows that Paqueta's crap and Antonio's pony, but he still picks it. So, leadership. Yeah. If your leader's clueless, and if you're a footballer,
Owen, come on. Antonio through. Oh, he took it wide. Why didn't he take it wide?
Good pass. We've got a corner. Best move of the game.
Yeah. But that touch, I don't know why he took a touch. If he'd hit that first time, he'd have had more of an angle. And that's what I just don't think he's a natural striker. But it's positive. It's our first foray into
45 minutes in, and someone made an attacking pass. There we go. Blackadder quote. It's as bad as having an arrow through the neck, finding out there's a gas spill attached. This is one of my favourite Blackadder quotes. This is obviously not today. Excited is a very excited person. A special reason to be excited. James says first touch for Pickford. He says get Paul
half time. That's half time.
Looking at the eyes, not around the eyes. Don't look around the eyes. Looking at the eyes. You're under.
Yeah.
One of my favourite comedy characters.
Not allowed on anymore, are they?
Nope. They did naughty things that you couldn't get away with these days. Asif says West Ham making a bad team look good.
Okay, we're looking at, so I am looking at the stats in terms of player scores, and only 2 players, four players out of everyone has got a score of 7 or above, and only one of those West Ham, and that's Fabianski, who's got a 7 somehow.
Quality. That's why they earn the big money. That's why they're there. MC Kelsey says, bring on Ali G. And in the very, very next comment, one down, Dylan says, we got a shot though. Nice. I'm not sure if that was Ali G inspired. This must be Alan Partridge. Jill, what do you think about the pedestrianisation of Norwich City Centre? I watched a very nice Alan Partridge one this morning when he was talking about Bernard Matthews. I can't remember what word was. Is he responsible for the greatest ornithological genocide of our time, or the best farm-to-table food strategist of our generation? Fulham beating Palace. This is a very good point. This is a very good point from Michael. Could be sacked at half-time. Why not? Let's make history. Do it, David Sullivan.
Has that ever happened?
You will go down in the history books as a strategist of genius proportions. You just go downstairs. Don't go just, for another little snifter of whatever you drink. I don't know. Just pop in and go, Julen, mate. Paco el bago. Bago is bolsa in Spanish. I'm not sure what paco bag is. Dean says, Baldrick, I want you to take this and go out and buy a turkey so large that your mother had been rogered by an omnibus.
I don't remember that one, but
no, I think you've taken liberties there.
Yeah.
Even if we lose this 7-0, I have a scary feeling the board aren't going to do anything today. This should be a form of torture. Sean Whetstone said they won't sack Joel if we lost 5-0 today.
I mean, the only saving grace is that Everton's attack is pony.
Paul's boasting. We're not streaming. I only have text coming in. Jeff says, will we fall apart second half? I mean, the game is crying out for an Everton counter-attack. 1-0. The Tottenham fans, I think the Arsenal fans buggered off, which is quite annoying. So I was hoping to rile up the Tottenham fan against the Arsenal fan.
But he agrees with all of us, though. I
mean, he'll hate Arsenal. Like, he'll have, he's a Tottenham fan. You think he'll have reasons?
You'd think so. This is an interesting one as well, because we used to be very good at corners, but we don't score many now, do we? And I'm not saying this is a Moyes
you get rid of James Ward-Prowse in lieu of you play Rodriguez instead of James Ward-Prowse, which I don't know.
I mean, Chris said the only positive is that we haven't conceded, which is true. But I don't think that's anything on our part. I think that's much more on Everton's failures than anything else.
Omnipoy. I'm not sure if that means chicken everywhere. Peter, can you do a live stream of Mikey Tennis? Shamrock Dance will bring on 3 subs, probably. Josh says, who could he bring on? Ings. Why not? Something different.
Guilherme.
Ings, Guilherme.
Soler.
Carl's still banging on with the Blackadder stuff. I'm glad I've kept him busy. West Ham's max manager is Bob. Bob, do you know anyone who could? Tight lines TV is a very worrying sign.
Check on skulls. Just get
Fornan Jeremy. Do you have Fornans every time you go to a curry house? Every meal, every day, on a daily basis? Fornan Jeremy. If his name, I don't know if there's like self-called himself that, like Paul Ince told people, call me the governor. Is he just that, or do people call him that? Oh, Fornan Jeremy's here. Get the nans in, lads. And if so, what 4 nans? Is it like 4 same ones, or is it like plain the selection?
You can't have plain.
Smorgasbord. Yeah, the Craptown.
The Craptown Derby. It is a pre-season friendly, and Clive sums this up well. We have the firepower of a Nerf gun. That's about right.
I wish we'd counter-attack. Yes, that would be nice. Oscar says we've improved in the second half. Yeah, but not difficult when you're this bad. When you're this bad against a bad team. It's the same thing. It's just like if you're playing if this was the mini league, they often talk about the Premier League being separated into like 4 leagues. If we were playing the lower of those 2 every week, but otherwise we're going to get absolutely pasted by just many other teams based on this play. Nathan 365. I am Nathan. Every day of the year. JWP set piece master is gone. West Ham says Soler. You could do Soler for Paqueta, but Soler's provided nothing.
Same as Paqueta, though.
Soler for what purpose? That's one of those philosophical factors that's going to go down in history. Carlos Soler, for what purpose does this footballer exist? He's a career footballer. Oh, Carlos, all right, I haven't seen you in ages. What do you do? No, I'm a footballer, mate. Playing for all the big teams. Oh, okay. Do you score, assist, tackle, or run? No. But my hair is absolutely magnificent. Ken says neither of you have watched Peep Show.
I was just saying that. Yeah, Peep Show's quality. Brilliant.
Yeah, I have watched Peep Show. It's not quite as quotable.
No.
Not
it is
quite
funny,
as quotable.
Very, very funny. I might go and watch that in the second half of this. Can I do that? Can I have that up on the screen?
I'm going to apologise on a wind-up. I speak for all West Ham fans. Give Lopetegui a chance. He needs his players in before we judge. That's rage baiting. You are absolutely rage baiting people, and I did not take the hook out. Am I watching Subutio football? Basically the same pace. Oh, here we go. Is this true, Dean? Gary Breen was on co-coms. I'm watching Irish Premier Sports. I'm back in the studio there in despair at that half.
Yes, I'm saying. Imagine getting that game. You're like, oh, man, West Ham, Everton. That's going to be great to watch.
So this is why Noble as the interim is an interim answer, not a long-term answer, because the football can't be worse. There's no tactics anyway. Players don't know what they're doing anyway. So I know some people are completely against it. They say, oh, he's there at the moment, but he's not doing anything. He's picking up a check. Some people say, oh, Tim should have left through pride when he was overruled. It's easy to say, but people are earning a wage or salary out of that. It's easy for us to say, oh, they should do this, they should do that for what's right.
There's rumours that Tim is in line for the Arsenal job, isn't he? With Edu going.
Yeah, he can do. He absolutely can. I don't mind.
You're not a fan, are you?
He's all right.
I mean, I thought he's brought in good players, but we can't get a tune out of those players. And as you say, that's got to stop at the manager's door.
Well, and it's like the owner. I mean, it's not really Steiden's fault, but if the owner is also going to half get in the situation where you're mixing things together. I mean, there's a lot of analogies about how mixing 2 different things together don't go, even 2 similar things. I mean, what psychopath even has 2 cereals in the same bowl for breakfast? That would be madness. And if you try that strategy in a football team, this is what you end up with when no one's in charge. So I'm not even saying that, Steiden should have quit or something. But with the owner as it is, that's why maybe, I know Mourinho would only come here for money and the hope of a bit of ego and reputation. I'm not saying he cares about West Ham Football Club, but at least if you have someone who comes in and says, okay, it is going to be my way for a period of time, or not, like one or the other, or someone younger comes in, if Will Steele, Michael Carrick comes in, at least you're consistently A or B.
Yeah, tight lines. Go on. Yeah, good one, Evan.
Also, this one as well. You do yours.
Tight line said we've really gone backwards. There's no started play. Forget pre-season was crap. I mean, we thought, well, he's brand new in. You kind of let that slide, but it seems like we're still in that. And I do think we've gone backwards, and we were really far behind anyway.
Football gruel. Sums it up, and James says these players are nicking a living, shouldn't call themselves footballers.
Yeah, Pete agrees with that one. Says players need to take some blame too. I know we were talking about this, and there's so many of them off form. There's so many off form, and that's got to start with training. You've got. There's no team cohesion. There's no leadership. Nobody bosses in midfield. No one bosses at the back. Keepers are too quiet. It's just not the West Ham. Something's weird.
Larry is a psychopath, apparently. He says, I love a cereal cocktail.
What's your combo, Larry?
Stephen obviously sardonically asked, will this be the first match of the day? I don't know. I don't watch Match of the Day. Cannot deal with the BBC. The only thing I watched on the BBC was David Attenborough's Asia. And even that got dull. Take this, Somerville. Artell, painful and pathetic. Jordan says, realistically, is there any chance anyone buys Sully out in the future? I mean, I think it's realistic because football, money, rich people, they see it as an earner, and it often is. I don't know what Kretinsky's idea is. He's kind of hedging his bets by investing in lots of different clubs.
I mean, someone's mentioned there about Somerville, taking Somerville off. He hasn't really done anything in this game. He's had that great defensive tackle, don't get me wrong. That was, saved us a goal. But offensively, he hasn't done anything. His pass rate is 66%. So he's not really ripping up trees.
Kiana says, Nick can't handle BBC. You heard it first. I mean, yeah, I no disrespect. I mean, for your mind to be in the gutter that fast, respect for that, to link those things together, Rice Krispies and Coke Pops mixed together, unacceptable.
That's not a bad combo. At least it's not something too complete. I mean, they're exactly the same, but one's chocolate, one's not. So if you're going to do something, that's a subtle one.
That's a part. I don't quite get the point. Like, would you mix together if you had in the fridge, if you had you've been to the supermarket and you had supermarket chocolate milkshake and supermarket white chocolate milkshake, to mix them together and then just pour that down your gullet. We have an Everton fan here. No, you're welcome. Northie doesn't like Everton. I always say they're a wonderful football team, but Northie openly hates Everton. I'm okay with them. I prefer Everton to Liverpool. So if we can...
Oh, how? Who would you rather watch, really, Everton or Liverpool?
I would rather watch Liverpool lose.
Oh, no.
But the difference is Everton are bad and West Ham are bad. So we've got that in common. Liverpool are entitled and they have that kind of, like the Alexander-Arnold, this means more for us or whatever. All that kind of thing. So cinnamon, however you would say that. We can, if anyone else doesn't like Liverpool Football Club. Nick says even Rick Grimes would struggle. Shredded wheat bites and granola. No. Unacceptable.
No.
Unacceptable. You might as well have lasagna and chow mein. Just throwing things together willy-nilly for no reason, just to annoy people. Oh, Mark, what are you eating? I like it. No, you don't, Mark. You don't. You're just doing this to wind me up. You do it every morning. And then, shut up.
I mean, to be fair, shredded wheats on their own are absolutely disgusting. So even to put, I mean, you have to put something with it, but granola, that's weird.
My missus loves watching West Ham lately as she's run out of sleepers.
Mm-hmm.
What's a sleeper? Sleeping pill?
I smell a sleeping pill, yeah.
Right. West Ham sponsored by Nitol.
Yeah. How's anybody doing on their match bingo while we're here? Has anybody got anything? Is there some excitement out there? Please.
Antonio's only 3 goals from a hat-trick, says Flynn Kneebone.
Oh, Matt's an Australian. Hasn't gone for Marmite. It's gone for Vegemite.
Vegemite on toast.
I like Vegemite on toast.
DC offends anyone whose children are reading these comments. Afternoon, a bit late. Has he been sacked yet? No, it's imminent. It is absolutely imminent.
So they are back out on pitch. I'm just trying to see if there's any subs. I can't see any at the moment. Let's have a look. No substitutes.
Back in the northwest, in the Merseyside prefer along, Pete prefers Tranmere to both Everton and Liverpool. So if anyone in the chat has a team within 60 miles of the city of Liverpool that they prefer to Tranmere, then we can do an accurate ranking system. Talking of TV programs, there's that Ferry Cross the Mersey, the Harry, whatever his name was, Enfield.
Yeah, Scousers. Very across the Mersey. What was the bit of bread? Remember bread? Is that before your time?
I mean, I'm not young. It's just the green tea makes me. Amy Romulus was a good watch. Really,
That's
I heard it wasn't. I enjoyed the Penguin. I thought our game's kicked off, by the way. I enjoyed the Penguin TV program. It was silly, and a lot of it was just, things just happened easily for no reason. And it's set whatever. And it is a bit weird watching like a Batman-y thing where the Batman doesn't turn up. But I thought it was like decent. I thought it was very, very watchable TV that you could just watch and enjoy some good acting. So The Penguin is my recommendation from today.
Not Joker 2, which is the worst film I've ever seen.
Yeah, exactly. I won't even bother. Mark is still insisting that he eats nonsense for regular turd sessions. How many times do you turd a day, Mark? Sometimes I do 3 a day if I'm very healthy.
We're watching one here. Everton about to line up a free kick just on the edge of the box. There's a lot of Everton players I don't recognise. I don't even know who they are. And this is the one taking the free kick.
Maybe they'll score. Put us out of our misery. Just get it over and done with. Free kick comes in. No.
Good header away there by Kilman.
Header away, they get a corner. Flingy says the Penguins class can't wait for the last episode. Do you mean you haven't seen it? Because it's out. They didn't release it one by one. I think it was all out at the same time. I think it was 6 episodes.
I'll have to watch that. So, Bread was class.
And Lioness on Paramount Plus. It's not great, but it's all right. Those are 2 okay TV programs. Better than watching this.
Everton
full of
scrambling around in the box. Everton McLean in a handball. But I don't think there was any handball there.
Have there been any West Ham subs? Don't think so. That was my own question. I didn't read that. I was asking myself.
City and Curse. Lilo would be a better manager. I'm assuming you're referring to Lilo Lille from Bread.
Lilo and
I know
Stitch.
Nick, you're out of this.
Not one of the best films.
Oh, Danny, trust me, my friend. It is so far removed from a great first film to... I walked out. I didn't finish the film. I went to the cinema, took the missus. We walked out after about an hour of the 50th song coming on. I was like, I'm not doing it anymore. Just went. Well, that's a good shout.
I mean, 3 minutes in, we don't have much purpose. I think whoever decided to not bother going to this game made a fantastic life choice. As we attack, Bowen's up the middle, shoots. Was that deflected?
Yeah, it was a save. Was it going in? I don't know who's going in.
Target shots. Oh, yeah.
Let's see. You couldn't really tell from the angle. Hoofed up. Antonio kind of knocked on. Bowen running, shoots from 30 yards, 25 yards. Oh, it took a deflection. It was going more wide, but it took a deflection towards goal and still went wide. Bowen flicks on. Oh,
Jesus. Delicious pina colada. Perfectly mixed cocktail, ready to drink, and it very much was.
Never a free kick. That's ridiculous. I hate when they do that. Little brush on the arm, and he's hit the ground like a sack of spuds.
DC asked Dino, do any of the others come close to the first 2? Are you counting Prometheus films? They weren't good. They were not good whatsoever, in my opinion. The Prometheus films.
Finn says I walked out of Joker 2. He said he might walk out after an hour of this. I'm surprised you're still here, Flynn.
Yeah, 5 minutes, believe it or not, 5 minutes into the second half. There are a lot of empty seats in the stadium, I'm reading. Obviously, at this time, some people are still coming back, but would you bother? Would you bother? If it was Saturday and if you looked at the train timetable and thought, you know what, if I just leave now, I can just get out of here, go home, have a shower, cry.
Old Greg's Creamy Bailey. Do the players look like playing for the manager's future? Not at all. They haven't done that since day one.
I mean, if the future is to sack him in the future, then yes, they very much are. They look tired, uninspired, clueless. I mean, they're running a bit. Bowen will always run. So Bowen, like player by player, Bowen's running. Antonio's trying to run but can only lumber because he's almost 35. The defence are okay because we're playing Everton.
Another shot from Everton, wide.
This is, I'm quite, like the whole 1-0 Everton scoreline just says, what's the bench?
Not much, mate. Apparently we've had 5 shots.
DC says he'd rather go to Wagamama. DC, Wagamama's a bit of a rip-off. I find they're to be just tasteless. I only go there once every couple of years to remind myself it's terrible.
Have the firecracker prawn.
So,
the only thing you should have.
I don't go there. Sorry to be a dick, but I did live overseas in Asia. So I just can't bear Wagamama. I don't want to pay money. Wagamama, like Asian food, a lot of it is soy sauce at the end of the day. So you can make very good food at home. Don't go to restaurants. It's a waste of money. Subs, Soufal, Skulls, Soler, Guilherme, Mavropanos, Ings, Irving, Cresswell, and Fotheringham. So you could put on Ings and Guilherme. If you understood the game of football and wanted to win this game, entertain the fans, then you'd get Paqueta off for Guilherme and Antonio off for Ings and just have a go.
And he says the worst game he's seen in a long time. Was you not here for all the other games have been of the season so far? Because
they've all been absolutely fascinating. I had a Chinese this morning.
Yeah, I'd left over Chinese as well for brekkie.
I was talking about my wife, but DC says F off, you don't even eat pies. I ate one this morning.
It's going bad. Obsidian's Curse. You could look at all the magazines under Sully's bed and not see a bigger twat than Lottie. I like that one.
West Ham should play on Sundays. I mean, whichever they play, they should just play. They should play 38 games in a row, and then we could be done by December. Bowen tries to run forwards. He's got 3 on him, gets tackled. Paqueta gets it, bugs around a bit, loses possession.
Or the counter.
Yep, another Everton counter. Who would have thought that teams would know to counter against us? But they're pushed very wide. And it comes back, and they take it back to try and get back to the final third with a pass. They get it over. Everton's the right wing. Ball comes in. Terrible cross, headed out.
He's made a couple of good headed clearances, Kilman, to be fair, today.
Yeah, I mean, pieces blow whistle now. If they did blow the whistle and Lopetegui got sacked, that would be good. Wow. Wow. Man. Yowzers. Yeah, I mean, Omnipolo is rage baiting everyone again. We've been more dangerous in front of goal and are absorbing pressure against the mighty Everton Football Club. Rory saves time. No verbs needed. We are dog excrement, he says. We are canine filth. Craig, do you think he will be sacked today? It's possible. It's also possible he'll not be, and Solomon will go, you know what? We got a point against a historic football club.
The problem with this kind of game, it's the same as the Man U one. Like, we're so bad, and nick a win. Same as Palace, awful, and nick a win. And they're the ones that keep managers in a job when we don't deserve it.
Yeah, and then we'll be in this position against Leicester and Wolves. Could us getting a run through the middle could get us excited. Yes.
You've been advocating for that one, Nick.
Yeah, why not? He runs. He's strong. So pass him the ball and see if he runs. Antonio doesn't run. He lumbers.
We're watching on our text. We're watching Everton striker. I think that's Beto warming up. I think a lot of Everton fans want to see him. I don't know if the Everton fans still here, but a lot of players want to see him on.
Lopetegui's farts aren't even worth the effort it takes to push them out. My word. Our relegation rivals are doing okay. West Ham with Pony. Thought you had to attack to get countered. At least Saturday can't be spoiled. Yeah, I guess like because we're so bad, we actually look forward to the international break for the first time ever. Oh dear.
Live table, Premier League table, we are still 14th. Lofty 14th.
Smith Rowe scored a brace. Well, they've got also Marco Silva, have him as the manager. He'd be good. Matt Hamley, Paqueta's liability, he needs to be dropped. Yes, he either needs to be dropped or subbed off. 55 minutes in, you might think the manager would think, like, all the things that we know, if they went through the manager's brain and thought that would be good to change, changes are good.
Dean says Beto will score with his first touch. I mean, it's bound to happen. Everton fans really want to see him play more. He's got something to prove. Come on against a team that is struggling. Yeah, I can see it as well, Dean, unfortunately.
Oh, Brentford 3-2 up. Who scored? Doesn't say, just came in.
Shamrock's like, just come on, Everton, score. I think we all just want Loppy out now, don't we? Just some entertainment or something.
So bad. It's so bad. Even if we win, how is this, livable set of circumstances? And I mean, I haven't even seen subs warming up.
Dylan says, great to see the possession down to 35% for the second half. Awesome team talk, Floppy. You've really bolstered.
I'm gonna get another libation to sort myself out. There's nothing else to do.
Shot comes in. Very good shot. And a shot on target. That was Rodriguez. Hits a thunderous shot, but it was central, so easy to save. Jeff said he's just popping out to put a for sale sign up outside Lobby's house. Watching that shot again. Come through a crowd of players. Keeper did well. No, you're right, Jordan. That was not a mistake, a mirage. That actually happened. So Everton with the ball. Let's have a look at the stats of this now. So it's 10 shots to 7. 10 shots to Everton, 7 to West Ham. I mean, for a game that says 17 shots, I can't remember anything being close to being a goal.
Imagine being a Brentford fan right now. You're watching a 5-goal game. Your teams come down from behind twice. So you've got some fight and gusto and gumption. And then imagine being a Wolves fan. You're winning 2-0 against a team that you should beat. So, but no, not for us. Victory and satisfaction is not for the likes of West Ham fans.
John, a genuine question here. Does anybody even bother to watch pre-match manager interviews and post-match manager interviews? Because they're all the same. You might as well just trot out a script. Boys gave it everything, wasn't our day. If that had gone in, blah, blah, blah. It's just same old crap, isn't it? It's pointless. Everton shoot. And that was defended.
No, I'm just going to have an alcoholic ginger beer. I'm not sure if the fizzing of the bubbles... Does that do it? Can anyone make that out? Fizzing of the bubbles there.
No, can't hear that.
It's Krabby's original alcoholic ginger beer.
Nice.
Unique steeped ginger recipe. I've had it before. It's very enjoyable. But no, I used to watch West Ham manager stuff, but I don't watch any of Lopetegui's because, I mean, for one thing, no one asks him any borderline interesting questions. Why did you do this? Why did you do that? Etc. They just say, how do you play? How did you play? And he's like, well, yes, we have to learn to play and something. be good, and something, the other team, something is good. And you're like, what are you talking about, dude?
This kind of sums up the my thoughts on this game.
Yeah, I do. There are empty seats because we're 60 minutes in. There are empty seats in the stadium. You start to see them popping up in twos when people think I need to get a train home and clean the house.
Oh, Everton, are they going to cross in? They do. Oh, great save off Fabianski. That is a really good save. So cross come in. Lindstrom jumps up, but Fabianski just tips it over the bar. Does.
Yeah, John says started watching when you arrived. But yeah, doesn't say anything. Might as well be like AI generated. Santina says, how many Premier League sides have a worse manager? I don't think any.
Who are the two? It'd be great to hear your thoughts on who the two are. Probably the Southampton manager and the Wolves manager.
Yeah, but then like that Southampton manager doesn't even count because you come up to Southampton, how are you really going to stay up? It's just not going to happen. There's no way you're going to suddenly miracle your way into a situation.
What was Antonio doing? Oh, and a hopeful lump up actually could have done us okay there, but Jordan Pickford did really well to recover. Antonio.
Well, that's the thing. At least like route one is a route. We don't have a route at the moment.
Yeah, it's a good point, Andy. Well, the amount he plays him, we probably will see because it's the law of averages. If you keep starting him.
Everton attacking shot. No.
Hey. We make Everton look like Real Madrid. Well, Real Madrid are losing at the moment, so. But yeah, I get your point.
What are the odds on 0-0? Let's have a look.
God, it's got to be odds on, isn't it?
It's actually not that bad. The draw is still 4-5, which is not that bad. 0-0 is evens. It's pretty decent. 1-0 to either team is 4-1 either way. It's not 1-0 to us, 4-1. 1-0 to them, 4-1. So that would tell you that they think there's no way really that a goal is going in, but then 0-0 itself is evens.
So Kilman has joined Fabianski in the ranks of getting a rating of 7 and above.
Is Calvert-Lewin still on the pitch? Or did they sub him off?
Fowles warming up.
Yeah. The funny thing is that like when managers get in their worst final days, they always do subs like this. They always do like a fullback sub. I think Moyes did it sometimes, and I've seen other managers do it when they get to the end and they're like, you know what? I think a fullback substitution would really change the dynamic of this football game.
Antonio, you're so useless. Runs into 3 players, turns around and gets tackled.
Yep, 63 minutes, no subs, but a fullback's about to come on.
I mean, who's he going to take off then? He can't take off Wan-Bissaka, who's probably the best defender. He's going to put him on he's going to put Wan-Bissaka on the left and take Emerson off?
Couldn't tell you. Calvert-Lewin and Everton to win is 9.76 to 1. It's not bad.
Yeah, that's what I think, Flynn, probably.
Oh, but then that would be the first goal scorer, wouldn't it? So you could actually get better odds if you did. 10.76 to 1. Bowen first scorer, West Ham to win, 16 to 1. It's not bad because he takes our penalties.
If he takes Wan-Bissaka off, that would be massive booze. Here on. Jeff says he'll bring on Creswell in the 85th to save us.
Yeah, Tony says week by week there is no improvement. Hope he is not another Pellegrini. I think hope is out the window, Tony.
Yeah.
We were hoping at the end of August that he wasn't terrible.
The Everton corner.
DC says takes him doing to make this worse than we were there. Loppy is an inverse genius. What is the opposite of a genius?
Get
A
Danny
dunce,
Ings
I
on, for
suppose.
God's sake.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, Zanti, I missed this earlier because I'm finding it hard to deal with this reality. Southampton, Steve Cooper worse. No, I think Steve Cooper's better than Lopetegui.
Everton hoof the ball in. I mean, it's such an ugly game of football. I mean, that strike summed it up from Everton's 19. Took a long range shot and completely scuffed it.
Graham says Vlad, Soler, and Ings are the subs.
Oh, I hate watching Everton. I'm not a fan of watching West Ham at the moment, but I hate watching Everton. So for me, this is the torture. It's awful.
Graham says someone in the crowd needs to grab the corner flag.
3 substitutes. He loves the 3 subs, doesn't he?
It's the Lopetegui way. Crap. 3 subs. Always 3 subs.
Yeah, Antonio's off. We got a chance, boys. We have a chance.
All right. I don't think Ings is. On Paddy Power, they don't change the players. So if you didn't have Antonio, you don't get like the super sub thing. So on the goal scorer thing, 1-0 Ings is not an option for me anymore. Correct score, 1-0 West Ham, 9-2. It's not bad. I think we might do a 1-0.
Wan-Bissaka's off.
I see a 1-0 Ings. I see an undeserved victory. Rodriguez comes off and kicks something like a bottle. Why is he doing that?
Why? It's crap.
Yeah, you've contributed nothing. If you've got any aggression left, it should be out. Carlos Soler, magnificent hair. That rhymes, so it's true. Carlos Soler is the Dolce & Gabbana model of West Ham United. He has fantastic personal cleaning regimes, but I haven't seen him play football. As West Ham attack with our brave new substitutes on the pitch, full of purpose.
Oh, unlucky. Joe, I don't mind Soufal, though. I know a lot of people don't like him. I wouldn't have taken Wan-Bissaka off, but I don't. I think he gives you everything.
Wow. Crowd look devoid of life.
They're all like this. They're all like this, arms folded, like, what are we watching?
Henry Brandoff, talking of Blackadder. Right, Brandoff. I'm right, Brandoff.
Oh, yeah, I'm right, Brandoff. Are you Brandoff? Oh, my God. Metaversal threat. I like that now. We're losing this. The subs make no sense. I think he needs to change something because that was pony.
Well, yeah, his outlook on life and football. He could just phone someone up. Like, football's not so hard. Like, Lopetegui's in the world of football. Couldn't he phone up someone Spanish who's good at being a manager and say, what do you think I should do? And do that.
Oh, Paqueta's done nothing, has he?
Nope. He has done absolutely bugger all by the very definition of nothingness. Why not, Jeff? Why not? Why not? I mean, a lot of people in Britain still talked about the whole Trump winning thing more than I thought they would. I know people talk about it a lot, and we're talking about it now, and it's something to talk about. But a lot of people were moaning too much. And we're not American citizens, so we don't vote, so it's not in our power. And when Trump came in the first time, like a lot of people, I was slightly concerned about what he'd do, but I think he'll be internationally normal and domestically odd in his second tenure. I just think he wants to be seen as a great man. Whether he is or not is opinion-based, but I think he believes he could have photo opportunities with world leaders. So I actually feel safer with that level of madman.
I think any job where you're getting bullets fired at your head every other week is not a job for me.
Yeah.
And Omni Apollo says the crowd needs to raise the levels and be the 12th man. It's really hard
Only Apollo's rage baiting. His previous comment, which I didn't put up, was the players have a hangover from Europe. I don't really know.
Oh.
I didn't really know what to make of that.
Mm.
And Dyche says crypto flying since Candy Floss Barnett got in, all is well. I didn't. I could have made a profit on Dogecoin, but I didn't. I took it out too early, basically.
Panicked. Not a hot
Yeah.
run.
Yeah, well, these things because these
Paqueta.
things are volatile, as they say. So I'd rather take profit.
I've got to look at Paqueta's pass accuracy. Let me go to my player stats. It's ridiculous.
West Ham can be found in the dictionary under sausage.
Paqueta's 39 passes, 82% accuracy.
Paqueta hasn't even picked up a yellow for Uncle Bruno. Flynn says, if Soler put as much effort into training as he did into his hair, we might have a different midfield option. James says, I'm putting a 10 on Ings scoring. What betting app do they put the subs on properly? Because Paddy Power are quite lazy. And they don't put new subs on the
Oh, my God.
scorer. Obviously, a goal being scored in the next hours of West Ham.
Oh, you just put a cross in him is so
West
weak.
Ham than we are. I heard a fact about Ham at some point. It wasn't borderline interesting. It was a factoid. I think it was ham has to come from the top hind leg of a pig, or it's not ham. Which tells you about quality of this football game, and that we are now talking about delicatessen slices. Ionix, I think this is your first comment of the day, Ionix. Usually quite busy on here. But first comment of the day from itself as we watch West Ham kind of attack. It does go back to the defender. And then we kind of, let's see how West Ham attack. Out to the wing. Slowly, Soufal. No, back out. Souček. No. Over. Patience. Patient tactics. Kilman forward. Slowly to the left wing. Back. Back to the defensive midfield position. Back to the centre back. You're watching attacking football.
Paint dry FC.
You're watching attacking football by West Ham United. It's back to Soufal where it was 10 seconds ago. No, back to Souček. Paqueta. No. With the defenders. Okay, we've got this is our
Possession. Yeah,
we're stringing passes together. I think I can't hear them, but I presume the crowd are shouting allays of passion. And we lose possession. We lose possession.
For a long ball.
Were we pressured into losing possession? No. Did we lose possession trying a forward pass? No. I like this question. I love this. Jeff's a good one. I don't know what I'm having for dinner. Tomorrow I'm having a classic roast beef stew.
Gnocchi. I'm having gnocchi tonight. Gusto gnocchi.
Well, la-di-da. Stuart says, is it really as bad as you're saying? Stuart, it's worse. Oh, attack.
Oh, Somerville's through. Shoots.
Oh, hit the post.
Oh, post. Oh, we nearly had something.
Stuart says, is it as bad as you're saying? Yeah. The utter lack of excitement from you guys makes this news there. Stuart, it's worse. It's worse.
Just when you think it couldn't get any worse.
Yeah, because
another week rolls.
To talk about it, we need to use words. This game is worse than that.
There's no words for it.
If you could see the crowd in the stadium, they are not in discussion with each other. They are silent, dumbfounded. That's what it's like, Stuart. So, Stuart, when the highlights of this come out on the West Ham YouTube page or on Sky or whatever, just watch the highlights.
Very short.
Yeah. 30 seconds worth. And the game started and it ended 0-0. Look at it. And then right in. Right.
And it says he regrets not being asleep. That
Mark says he's having my mother-in-law for dinner. He probably mixes his mother-in-law and father-in-law together. And if you've only just joined the chat, that's because there was a lot of talk about mixing cereals together.
Good ball from Paqueta, though. That's what you need. A forward-thinking, defence-splitting ball. Just doesn't do enough of it. Yeah, probably. It's only just come on, but yeah.
West Country Hammer, who knows all about sliced meat in the west of our country. This is not what we sack Moyes for.
No, it's not.
Danny says Vito will score. And he says, to be fair, that was a great ball by him. Yeah, but he effectively earned a couple of $100,000 for that one pass in 75 minutes.
Not bad, is it?
It is a big pile of nonsense of a game.
Somerville is turning into the main threat. I mean, he's exciting, isn't he? He's direct, at least. Or he's hacked down there. It's a yellow card to Everton. Is that the first yellow card of the game, isn't it?
I think so.
75 minutes in.
Yeah, but I mean, to be yellow cards, you have to try.
Yeah.
So you have to do something and fail. We're just failing miserably and terribly. Yeah, the post-match interview is set to be an absolute cracker. I'll be the first tuning in for that one. Well, we had the game and the players, good players. Good players. Good team, Everton. Everton, good team. Good game. And it's players. Thank you, Julen. And the substitutes you made, what do you think about the substitutes, Julen? There's players.
I think we needed subs, so bad. I don't even blame him for making 3 subs this time around because it was so bad. Like if he could have made 10, no, you're allowed.
It was a game of football for sure. How much money have you earned, Julen? Is it £5 million? Oh, for sure.
Everton.
David Sullivan. You know that there's that masterclass thing. There's a whole thing about it. Why doesn't David Sullivan go on there? Because he's so good at what he does. Is he insightful? Yes. Is he forward thinking? Does he do things that no one else does? Does he make the right choices? Yes.
Yeah. Not bad.
Well, closing them, you say that, but if you click on them, then you apparently get, date hot women or whatever it says.
Oh, man, the passes, just simple passes. We're not doing it, but Tadebo's, that's got to be a foul. Yeah, he pulled him back.
Dylan says, think Everton will win here. Saying Bowen, Pochettino's all these fancy players. I mean, lumping them all together. And another Dylan says, do you know who did the football managing masterclass? Simon says, great move by Lopetegui is playing Souček in false defence.
I mean,
and Carl says, surely draw is not good enough for either team. It's good for Everton, away draw, away point.
I mean, imagine being a season ticket holder, livid.
It's a mystery what's good. If this ends in a draw somehow, it feels like a crap goal will go in the last minute. If this somehow ends in a draw, what a decision it would be to, keep faith with the manager.
Has anybody seen Loppy on the sidelines? I haven't even seen him really in a technical area. Dyche is there.
We're about to again. Yeah, he's doing the same thing.
There. Yeah,
he's doing the same thing he does every game. He does speak the same language as a lot of the players. I mean, enough of them.
Just not about football. Everton win it back. Oh, it's such a scrappy game. Everton, are they going to take a shot? Deflected. I think that was deflected off their own player, though. Goal kick.
Graham says Soler's helping us progress the ball better.
We've looked a little bit better. We've gone from really, really, really crap to just really, really crap.
Yes, turgid. That's a bit of a Alan Partridge quote as well. from his film Alpha Papa, which is a pretty good film.
Right.
Comedy.
Bunnings won the ball.
There is nothing good in this game. That's true.
I mean, he's calling players forward to support him. He's on his own.
DC is Zen. Zen Buddhism is funny. For no reason, I read a book once about Zen Buddhism to see if it was nonsense, and I learned that it is nonsense. Because you can't just be like at one and then just like tend to gardens all day. It's just a weird way. It's like a weird thing to do. Like, oh, I'm so fucking calm. I swore. I'm so calm that I understand everything about something. And I understand that eating steak is the same as eating plain rice. What? Still doesn't make sense. Even if it's the same, then have the steak. No, I have the plain rice. What are you talking about? Go and help people rather than be a Zen monk. That's what I say.
Hi, Nix. Emerson needs subbing. I think that ship's sailed now that he's taken Wan-Bissaka off.
Alpha Papa opening sequence. I haven't watched Alpha Papa in a while. Maybe I will again. Cross comes in and West Ham get another corner. That's 2 corners in a row. Hooray. Huzzah. Fantastic.
He looked like he was really struggling there, Pickford, when that corner come in.
I mean, there are still almost everyone who has stayed is now still staying in the stadium, which is real commitment.
That's because the prices have gone up. They want to get their money's worth.
Who is this?
Oh, but I mean, it's good defending. Yeah, Bowen was just out-muscled there. Everton, number 10, did well.
So, like, totting it up. Somerville hit the post. I think technically that's off target.
Yep.
Have we had a shot on target?
We have had 8 shots compared to their 18.
Oh, Guilherme's coming on. 82nd minute in. Yes. Genius management.
We've had 3 shots on target. They've had 4.
Really? Can you remember any of our shots on target?
There was this good save by Pickford. I mean, yeah, not many. That's the only one that I think was decent. Somerville coming off for Guilherme, and West Ham fans are now leaving. West Ham fans are leaving in their droves.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of I think there's a 15-minute past train. There's at least one at least 15-minute past train to Kent from Stratford, and there's another similar time train where people make their decision. Either they stay and they're probably going to queue, or get out now and go and support someone else. Just find another football team. Assess the available options across the different leagues of England and Europe, and then put your eggs in a different basket. Maybe go and support Bayern Munich or something, because they're probably due a win. Just get heavily into Bayern Munich. That's really the recommendation to everyone watching. Forget this West Ham nonsense. Oh, we've got possession.
Back. What was that? How was that a foul?
Possession.
I don't understand how that was a foul. Ashley Young goes down a lot now, doesn't he?
Let's see. Let me read all about it. Well, either he was in late or wasn't. The referee thinks he was.
So for a game that's actually had 26 shots,
yeah, calling them shots,
mental,
kicking the ball toward the goal.
Yeah.
Would you wait the traffic light signs back to station? Not just manager players disinterested. Yes. We're all leaving early to see a yawn, Doctor. I think Shamrock Dan is out of puns. Feel sorry if this lad introduced a diarrhea of a game. I don't know. I mean, diarrhea is fast running. This is a constipated. If someone has had too much granola for breakfast, I think Guilherme won a free kick. Wow,
he did.
That's like a contribution.
Ashley Young gets a yellow card.
Flow to flow drainage. My local team's actually on an excellent backup. Yeah, Beer's probably better than at the London Stadium.
And Lopetegui is going to get a yellow card as well.
Do you want to clean nothing to talk about discussing Brendan Henry? Yeah, we probably need to talk about other sketch shows. Swiss Tony.
Swiss Tony's great. Fast show is brilliant.
Julen Lopetegui. Running a football team is not like making love to a beautiful woman, Paul. Once you find something that works, you've got to do the same thing over and over again.
Oh, corner, come on.
And then at the end of the game, bring on a Brazilian.
At least Guilherme's trying. Just chase him down. But it's too late, isn't it? Now, we've got 5 minutes to go. The next match, is he just going to play that same starting 11, or is he going to actually try and change things up?
Is there a next match? Happy Hour Podcast says, what's the game been like? Imagine the worst game of football ever. Like, the game that you were playing was better and had more fight, grit, determination, belief, hope, joy, fun. The game you played would have had all of those things, and all of the worst things that happened in the game you played of people being crap has also happened in this game. So, yeah, not watching this and then asking how it's been going is better than watching it.
Oh, Soler, go on, have a dig. He does, but it's a weak shot.
Danny Ings.
Shoot, Danny Ings. Oh, good save. See, Danny Ings is a striker. Play him.
Yep.
Play him.
Yep. He's better. He'd rather see him than Antonio, because when he comes on, at least he does striker things.
Lost 6-0 today playing. That's
fine. At least you got some fitness, exercise, fresh air, something to do. Much better than going to watch this.
Oh, is it a bit early to call this?
It depends what happens. It depends what happens with Sullivan. Is he going to do a stick with it? And then we have to go through this for Newcastle and Arsenal, and then wait to see if we get a result against Leicester.
Oh, Sufal got a yellow. Deserved yellow, but we'll take that. Ironix says Ings can't even do what we pay him for. Bit harsh. I think that went. At least he's got a shot off. Did Antonio have a shot? I'm going to have a look now.
I'm going to have to do some.
Did someone say?
Oh crap! Stop. I'm going to have to do some. I have to do some admin. Right. How do I do this?
Yeah. So let's have a look. Shots. Antonio did have a shot on target, apparently. Can't remember it.
Delete a message because someone was being overly rude to a way that is not allowed on YouTube. So I had to do some admin.
I'll leave you that. 88.5 minutes. Paqueta was ridiculous. How did he get that as a foul?
Yeah, I mean, it's what Dean says. Our expectations now are so low that Antonio was on the pitch for, what was it, 75 minutes or something? What's the score? It's 0-0. It's terrible. It's rubbish. The Moyes haters are happy now. Irrelevant. Removing Moyes is not relevant to this game of football. Removing him was one thing, and then getting a new manager is something else. But Sullivan made the wrong choice, so now this is another choice is needed. This is all fine, but yeah, back to what Dean was saying about Ings. All he has to do is be better than Antonio at this moment.
We're not saying he's class. We are not saying that he is good.
No, like a long-term
option, better than Antonio.
Anything, but he does. At least he does strikery things. Because you find that he gets on. When he's on the pitch, he gets in the position to have a shot away. I don't know what Antonio did nothing. When you say nothing, it's like, you couldn't.
A few good flick-ons, but that's about it. But that's it. Dave sums it up perfectly. We didn't want Moyes, we didn't want Loppy. Yeah, and that's it. We can't hark back for something crap.
Yeah, we also didn't hate him. We just said that his results were not acceptable. I mean, it's 0-0. Like, Lopetegui's one up on Moyes because we lost this last season. If we must keep finding something to talk about. I mean, Soufal's been fine since he came on, trying. He's been busy. We're just like, if we were a newly promoted team, I think we'd be having a good season so far. If we were Southampton, if we'd just come up with championship players, you'd think that's an okay set of results. But when you have the context of missed potential, at the same time there, Paul Flower. We got Paul Flower singular and Brian Flowers plural. Quite fascinating. Kamal Harris is available. Yes, obviously she has nothing interesting to say. No policies, is not inspirational, and is forgettable.
Oh man, another exhilarating West Ham watch along. It's so hard. It's so hard to try and find anything positive. Well, if you had to say something positive out of this game, I'm going to challenge you, Nick. What would that be?
I mean, I didn't go.
Forced to watch it still.
We get a point so far. Believe it or not, they will not dock us points for bringing a reputation of excrement to the game of football. So far, apparently, we're going to get a point. So that might mean we're not relegated. But yeah, other games, still 3-2 Brentford, 2-0 Wolves, 2-0 Fulham.
There's 4 minutes of added time. We're in 92 minutes. Well, I'm in 92 minutes anyway.
Oh yeah, I need to check the actual real clock. This real clock says 90 plus 4.
Everton on the attack. Cross comes in.
And they've taken the point. Like they'll be happy with the point, and why wouldn't they? It's an away point. Still surprised. I mean, I think everyone's waiting in the stadium to boo this game, and as well they should.
Think there'll be any banners? There's quite a lot of empty seats at the moment, to be fair.
Yeah, making a banner, I think these days is too much effort.
So according to Who Scored stats, best player on the pitch for us is Bowen, then it's Emerson, and then Rodriguez. We've just had another shot, and Pickford pulled out a worldie from Danny Ings. So Danny Ings is definitely making more of a difference. And Paqueta's actually laid both of them on. Oh, it's a deflected shot, actually. It's a really good save from Pickford. Really good save.
It's full-time 0-0. Wow.
Great.
Incredible. What a game of football. It is quite interesting. Some of the comments say, was it that bad? Yep. And then they say, how's the game going? And it's difficult to put that into words because it's so bad.
Yeah, I think that's probably as fair a comment as you can get, Artel. Boo. Rubbish. So, is that international break now, isn't it?
Yep.
Thank God.
So the only thing we can do is just, people say don't permanently watch your phone because it's bad for you and so on, but I think that's the only option in our future, because the next game for us, if it's Newcastle, we've got to wait all the way till the 25th, Monday the 25th, for another game.
INX is saying, can Ings ever hit the net? I mean, you can't blame him. He's getting shots off and he's getting two good saves.
He's getting no time. You could judge him over 90 minutes.
He's actually not just 90 minutes. He needs a run. Even if he starts, he seems to be out. When he came on, yeah, he needs a run of games. Every striker needs a run of games. There's no point keep putting Antonio in. Brings nothing.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he got the point against Fulham. He had a goal disallowed against Liverpool. And when he played last season, he was, well, I mean, also like when he came on against Man U, he was part of making both goals, Sunfield goal and got the penalty. And then, previously, he got the goal against Burnley for a point. Sheffield United away, when he was allowed a whole game, he had part in both goals there. So he just, with time, at least he offers something. The only question now is, because that was a point, you know, if propaganda-wise that's going to be believed as a point and a clean sheet, are the powers that be going to, you know, put their, say, oh, look, we're so clever and smart, what we're doing is actually massively improving everything, and this draw gives us something to build on, whatever. I think at the end of the day, what they will do is nothing. They'll just go on holiday tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, as usually, I was just laughing there because, I think Pete referenced Paul McKenna previously about something to do with hypnotizing the players. So for half a second, I did wonder. Jay says, Jay brings back the term twerp, which is very nice. Metal says Mourinho in. See, that would be entertaining. Whatever you think of him, at least you get short-term heroes, a French West Ham fan maybe, or someone who just likes hairy men. Lopetegui out now. Gonzo in, Gio in.
He's taken now. He signed another contract. Gio is he's officially off the table.
The only natural interest always seems to have the best chances. Well, yes, Gio, that's the thing. At least you could give him a chance. Dean wonders if he's been sacked while walking down the tunnel. Grelch says what we were saying also, like 0-0 against that Everton team is basically the best of this current West Ham situation. Dean Dingus with that tight lines. Carl, this performance-based business, we haven't put any decent performances. Yes.
Totally agree, Carl.
Any other team would have demolished us. Ten Hag. Why not?
Sully will never leave. Yeah.
Also, like Lopetegui doesn't do himself any favors as well. He always goes straight down the tunnel. Obviously, we don't win, so it's usually when we lose or draw. And Ray says Solomon's not gonna do anything. Right. Upton Parker, we ain't no better than Everton. Where's this idea what they are coming from? We've got better players. Obviously, we're not better than them. We are the same as them. That's why we drew 0-0 with them. But we've got players that they would take, and they don't have any players.
And that just sums us up. We're the same as Everton. Where that sums. So basically, relegation fodder.
Fribble-O or Fribble-Zero is fribbling himself on the train home. Absolute shambles. Yes.
I hope you're not on the train home from that game. Hopefully you're on the train home from something fun.
Dave B 14th.
Lofty 14th.
Cole Kempton, just disappointed, really.
We could be 15th. Leicester have got a player, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, Bowen ran, but when they don't know what they're doing, as I have said, that's why there's a manager. The players can't get on the pitch and make up tactics as they go. The best systems, if you start with City and then if you go, let's say, to Brighton or something, there are teams with systems and an idea and then responsibilities. Who does what at an individual level? Nathan, even Klopp is brought up. Obviously, he's never coming back to.
He's got a cushiest job in football at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah, just going traveling around and saying a few things here and there. Dylan says, we were worse than Everton, best than ever for a bit. Now we're worse again. And DA Crossman, 5:56 to watch this dribble. What's this say about my life? That you'll be very tired tomorrow.
You need a new hobby, mate. You need to get out of watching West Ham.
Probably in a bad mood tomorrow. Basic computing. Paqueta was better. Better than incredibly bad. He was just...
We had the two good shots we had, they were both put on from Paqueta. It was better in the second half. It doesn't bring enough to the team. He doesn't protect the ball enough.
Yeah, he's not there just to be slightly better than rubbish, is he? Kilman was solid. Sun was great. Paqueta, better game. Still not good enough. And then, Guillermo comes on for nothing.
Yeah.
Omnipolo's still on a wind-up. Give him the rest of the season.
I don't think he is. I think, if you either sack him now before this, or you probably do give him till Christmas.
Dear God, yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Playing one of the weakest teams in the league, says Rob. Ian says, Dyer, no quality. Darren Lewis, don't start with an apology.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we all thought that before the game.
Yep. Sack the clown. Gareth Farmgate out.
Is there anyone that wants Loppy to stay?
Anyone who's in the chat who is just on a wind up, just going on YouTube and just saying
they might not be on a wind up. Might be their genuine opinions. They might want to give them a chance. You never know. They might think, new team, you can turn it around. I mean, they'd be wrong, but they might think that, so that's fine.
Yeah, Martin Cotgrave, these pricks have the audacity to call themselves professional footballers. We've obviously had paint dry already. Less Westergaard. Rather watch plants grow. Richard Bresnan just left ground. Awful again. Yeah, I was thinking like a month ago, I was looking at some games to go. I was thinking maybe even I think the Arsenal game's televised. That could be decent build-up. Wolves game, maybe we'll get a result. And then I was, December games, I think we're playing Liverpool. Like school holidays, go there. No way I'm buying a ticket while Lopetegui's there. I'm just not going to do it. It's just no point. All that's happened, I know what I'm going to see. Do you know how much I thought we looked better? Than what? A 0-0 draw. We're still on 2 wins in a season. Can't get 1 goal against Everton. Simply see. Balaguer does. Yes, his compatriot Paisano. I think that's Italian. And then Joe says, be harsh to fire him after that. Wait till Arsenal pump us. Sure.
I mean, to be fair, it'd be unfair on a new manager coming in. I mean, I was at the 5-0, wasn't it? They beat us. I was at that game when Arsenal beat us 5-0. It might be 6. Can't remember. I tried to blank it out. Looking at the next 5 matches, where are you seeing the points coming from, Nick?
0-0 Wolves. Get a point out of that. That's it.
Bournemouth are doing well. That's probably it. That's the only one I can see getting points out of.
Yeah, maybe we 0-0 Leicester as well. Just the West Ham. It's the Claret and Blue Army. 2
points from 15. That's what we're aiming for.
Going around the country, hither and thither, getting a point everywhere we go. Danny's refreshing Google News relentlessly for the next 48 hours.
Yeah.
My God. Seriously, I missed this. Gonzo, you're at a wedding. Get off the chat.
That was me that posted that. He's enjoying his wedding.
They're all busy. They won't be on their phones.
No. Ramos says he thinks we could have won that if Kudus played. I don't know. We'd have a better chance.
Like it increases, right? The percentage increases that on one of those through balls, then he might have been able to turn and run. But that still obviously says that, the manager should go out.
Yeah. And Joe, I agree with that. Certainly the last shot from Ings, which took a deflection, is a fantastic, it was world-class save, brilliant save. We could have nicked that unjustly 1-0, which would have pissed me off, to be honest, because that would have kept him in a job longer. But Pickford did have some really good saves.
Yeah, I guess we actually finally have something to be grateful for Jordan Pickford for. In another world, we could have won that 2-0 if that Somerville chance went in as well. So if we'd have won that game, you'd actually, so far, there's a glimmer of hope that they might change the manager sooner.
I can't see it. I just don't think it will do it. Not until Christmas. It depends on if we get pasted by Arsenal, because obviously being a London derby, that's going to bring a lot of pressure.
By people, I think ricochet means the manager, because I think
totally agree.
I think Kudus left wing made no difference. Yeah, probably. I mean, obviously, if he was left wing, Somerville was left wing, and the only service he got in an attacking position was one pass, really. And then when he had the ball on the left wing, if you're Somerville on the left wing, what do? Do you think to yourself, I'll get in a cross and Antonio will run and leap in the air? No. And Lewis says, Danny Ings and Soufal doing the watch-alongs is a big coup for Hammers chat. I guess we don't look unlike Danny Ings and Soufal.
There's not a lot of positivity, I would say, in the chat, which I think is probably fair and sums it all up.
PJ, pajamas, watching from USA, got up early for the shite. Did you vote, PJ? Who did you vote for? Why not
jumping off?
just making things unnecessarily provocative and controversial out of sheer boredom. Melissa Yeboah after Arsenal and Newcastle. I guess if for some reason he keeps his job,
can't see him winning, getting anything out of those two.
No. And then, obviously, as has been said, if there was any logic implied, then Sullivan would do it now for the international break, get someone new in, or even if you don't get someone new, you get an interim. Okay, you've got the theory of time, change, whatever, rather than in between, Saturday and the next game. Once you get thumped by Arsenal, you lose to Newcastle away, let's say 3-0. You lose to Arsenal at home, 3-1, 4-1, depending on what players they've got back. Then you get rid of him, and then you just tell the interim to deal with, Wolves.
Lily says, how can you play a 4-1-4-1 and have no existing midfield transition? Lopo finds a way. That's all I'm going to say. So, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I suppose. He didn't do anything incredibly stupidly bad. He was just... I guess you could say it was better than the Forest game. So for the Guillermo Balaguers of the world, we're on an upward trajectory.
Yeah, we're clutching. We're very much clutching at straws at the moment, but that's all we've got. It's pretty much all we've got.
Yeah. You could say he got the formation right for a 0-0. Tommy says, like watching two ball fellas fight over a comb.
Yeah. I don't quite get it, but I like it. It's really, oh man, yeah. It was awful. It was awful.
Yeah, Moyes was boring. Luffy Ball Sully thinks it's an improvement. Grout says we had Thomas Suchek as our playmaker for 20 minutes. Keith Broadway, quite a fancy name. Do I recall us wanting to get rid of Moyes just for an international break? So, yeah, I mean, Moyes was always on the 3-game warning. Endlessly. We had the same against Fulham away when Maxwell Cornet missed a one-on-one chance and then was never seen again on a football pitch. And then after that terrible 1-0 victory, then Moyes looked up at Karen Brady and was like, "Hooray!" And then we just watched another season of this. Dan, you're a bit 3 hours late to the party. We've played this game, which was anyone but not Gareth Southgate, I think, was basically where we landed.
I'd take Southgate. I don't want him. I don't want him at all. I'll take him over this idiot, though.
I mean, it would be another episode again.
Sorry, just when is Areola injured? No, he's just completely useless. Say no more on that. Is it? Can you drink the stuff at the bottom? Is it like miso soup when you have bits of stuff?
It's just a tankard. I mean, this is. They should have me on commission. It's a West Ham tankard there.
Oh, that's in Crabbit, isn't it?
From the official club shop. This is a West Ham hoodie, and there's a scarf here as well. So I think
when affiliate link in the bottom.
When West Ham score a goal, I should wear an item of clothing, like a scarf or a hat. Watching this game was like watching an episode of Bum Fights. I mean, the fact that you watch something called Bum Fights on an episode by episode basis.
Have you never heard of Bum Fights?
I think I have. I mean, if it's very old, if it's from the 90s, then yeah, I think it was just
kind of. Yeah, I think it's that sort of thing.
Homeless people fighting in the
that's it. Yeah.
Or
for money.
Do you think there's no Potter, no Southgate? I mean, Potter's got to be better. At least he was a bit of a manager, right? Omni Polo's still on a wind-up. A clean sheet is progress.
Well, it's progress, I guess. Yeah, it's progress.
I'm saying, yeah. Well, I'm saying we're by this, like maybe we'll beat Newcastle. Imagine that nonsense that will never happen. Pierce, Nolan, and Noble to run the sideline. Get them all in. Pierce, Nolan, Noble, Di Canio. Who else? Terzic. He was the assistant.
Ludo.
Get Dyche back. Get like a
Mark Ward. He's good for a crack.
Do you go out disguise so people don't know how much fun? I feel ashamed to admit I am one now.
Yeah, I've even disguised this room, so it's not West Ham.
All right,
I think that's it. I think we can't do anything more with that. What can you talk about?
Is there a banner? Is there a banner that we can put up?
There is a banner
somewhere, or is it under brand or something?
Yeah, I will do that. Thanks for watching, everybody. That was painful, and we can only apologise on the behalf of West Ham, Loppy, and everyone else for that absolute bag of crap that we have all witnessed. But it's been a pleasure to be with you.
Yeah, see you next time.